The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Go!
Oh, there we go. Finally, we're finally.
We're good.
Yeah, let's.
Late. You are always late.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's.
Parker, stop!
Oh, buddy, I can't wait
We
to talk
did.
about that.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
Nick, did you did you put us accidentally as unlisted?
Did I? I thought I
How about
started.
next time you get a board that can handle the neutron style?
No, wait, hold up.
Oh wait, no,
No,
we're
we're good.
We got
We're
people.
good.
We're good.
we're
man.
there. I couldn't see us in the live section. I was like, wait, why is it broken? No.
No, it's fine. You know, just this is a standard sunset disaster. We're fine, boys. We're fine.
Speaking of which, welcome back to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. Or is it modern and classic age? It's in one of those orders.
It's as messy
Anyway.
as the franchise itself. Wayne. Don't worry
it
about
literally
it.
doesn't matter.
I mean, I think classic should be first since it's classic.
But the joke is,
I mean-
like modern age, but then you throw in classic as well. You know? What I mean?
Yeah, but we got it.
How is that a
we got it
joke?
printed on decals now. It's got to be in a set order, and I forget what.
Eggs.
Hey,
How is like a podcast for the modern age like a saying or something?
The modern
No,
age is
it-
just a saying. How do you not know what that's a saying?
But why is it
Hey.
such a pun that you slide and classic in there?
Because
Nick,
there's
that
classic
you-
and modern Sonic. How do I know
Nick,
That's
explain
not a
this?
fucking pun. Modern and classic
No,
are
it's
just
not a
pun.
Nobody said it was a pun. What?
You're acting like you're like it's so
It's just
clever. We
wordplay.
say for the modern age, but then we slide and
then-
classic in there
And
because
then
it's
we
Sonic.
and then depending on who the host is, they change if it's classic or modern first.
hey,
and
Nick.
Not a fucking
Yeah,
running
what-
gag. That's just misremembering.
I'd love to hear you,
Hey,
Gilly,
Nick-
but the city keeps talking. What's up?
Nick, look at the back rooms.
Oh God, what have you done? What have you done?
He started already. Is what he's done.
Did he really?
Oh,
I can't wait to
I
see
have a
that.
bottle for
That I'm
that.
looking forward to.
I have a bottle for that for every British guest I'm going to be coming across this
No,
year.
but for real, he's called it Peepsy as well. Why the fuck do they
Yeah,
not call
it's
it
Peepsy.
It's
It's Peepsy.
That makes so much sense.
Deepsy.
maybe because
God.
it sounds like it's yellow and it sounds like pea.
No, but
I
it's like
see
the
a
fucking
bit-
it's like the Pringles
It's-
Christmas slogan, you know?
Peace
Like
tea.
they're like, oh yeah,
Without-
Pringles, Merry Pringles. Why not fucking Pringle all the way or something? You know,
Because
like
they never come up with anything. It's never something
Pringle
clever.
bells.
It's always something
It's so-
stupid.
it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
Pringle bells.
how-
And then dress up the Pringle Man like Santa.
Exactly. Come on,
Just curious,
Pringles.
with how
Step
fucking
it up.
with how fucking organized we are, should we just rename the entire podcast to Crisis City at this point?
I should we're gonna to Pringle bells.
We're still less messy than that game. Wayne, who's here?
Well,
That's
over
not bad.
over on the left side of the table, we got the guy who keeps eating all the Ethernet cables, Channel Pup.
But what if podcast good?
Over on his side, we have Nicholas Apologist.
Yeah, hello, hi.
Gilly the kid
There's
over
a-
here in the middle.
There's a mouse in my house.
There's
Do you really?
Yeah, he last night I was putting dough away, and then at the corner of my eye I saw something black moving around. So I was like taken aback. So I got startled,
Plastic Gilly.
and because I got startled, he got scared, and he ran. And my floor is like really slippery, like wood. And he tried to run so fast that he ate shit, and then proceeded to run under the china cabinet. So I had to order humane traps from Amazon.
Mm.
I
That's
was
what
gonna
sucks
catch and
about
release.
mice. That really sucks about mice. They're the cutest damn things, but like if they fester up, dude, like they can do damage. They really-
Yeah,
I remember-
I'm not gonna kill him though.
don't
Yeah, I
blame
remember
you.
the
If
one
it's just
time
the
we-
one. Yeah, get him out of there.
Yeah, we caught a mouse and we caught a mouse once, but like we just drove him out somewhere into the middle of nowhere and just kind of let him loose.
So you abandoned an animal.
I'm
is
thinking
what you're
about
saying.
keeping him.
Mhm. Yeah,
Thinking about keeping it?
I kind of want to keep him.
we can name him.
Puff it up your butthole, Gilly.
Name him
wouldn't be-
Ashley.
It wouldn't be the first mouse that I had as a pet, but it would be the first mouse that I found.
Call him RB the arse hamster and stick
Where-
him up there. Up the little
What?
poop chute.
Wait, where did the I don't
you-
get where the Ashley mouse thing came from. Like, is that in the game? Is that a thing?
Him out.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
It's not in the game, but it's just a phenomenon that's taken over, and I'm here for it.
All right, fair.
I'm perfectly cheesed about it.
Of course you are. You
You're
cat.
pre-
goblin.
yeah. Anyway, we also have Cirrus.
any-
Cirrus Bartholomew Skeptic over
Does
here next
anybody
to
else
me.
notice how Gilly looks like he's part of the couch meme right now for Sunset City?
Oh no. Oh,
He
God.
always fucking does. He doesn't even have a microphone.
Yeah, we didn't give him a microphone.
I do not need. He does not need.
No, it's okay because like if we gave him a microphone, he would just complain about which brand it is.
Yes.
I think there's credence
now,
in
it's
whatever
not- it's
Gilly
not-
has to say about mics now. Like, he's proven himself to me.
Fair.
It's not the brands that I have a problem with. It's the models that people choose to purchase.
He
Purchase.
does know a thing or two about audio equipment. So.
He's a musician or something.
I think he's literally
the
helped
first.
most of us here get good equipment at some point.
I
Yeah.
think out of everyone on here, he's the only one I would recognize as an actual audio engineer. So
Yep.
Hey
yeah.
guys, I just put Tom Topics in timeout. Isn't that funny?
no, stop it.
Don't laugh. Don't give him the reaction, Wayne. What are you doing?
I like
Go
how
on,
Pup
continue.
claims.
Your laughter sustains me.
I like how Pup claims that Tom Topics is the fascist, but he's the one suppressing Tom Topics' speech.
There are
I-
some
I
people
thought
whose
Sonic
speech
was-
needs to be suppressed. If Hitler's speech were suppressed, the world would have been a better place during the 1930s and 40s.
There
Hey.
goes the monetization. Thank you, pup.
Hey, everybody in the chat, are you excited
but-
to not have to hear Pup's entire room?
I like how just immediately Pup enacts Godwin's law. It didn't take very
For
long.
the
at all.
it's for the best people couldn't hear my entire room. If they could, I'd be in jail.
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 Watchman.
Don't let the
Watchman.
puppy pound.
Oh, and I'm Wayne.
Oh yeah. So to answer your question,
Sunset City, everybody! Yay!
to answer your question, the evil Delic, Nick is hosting this episode because for some reason, connectivity problems in his house when just on Wi-Fi and not wired in. Because Nick is incompetent, right, Nick? You
Right,
Nick,
that's
man.
the problem. I'm the one on hardwired to make sure we
Nick,
have a competent stream.
Nick, who's your ISP?
Spectrum.
Oh, that'd be why.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
not
so
good.
nice that they named a Wi-Fi company after me.
Yeah, right,
You know-
pup. We're on the
Okay,
air, buddy.
all right.
Come on, bud. Sort it out.
Sort it out.
I confess to my mental health foibles, and he just tells me to sort it out. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Oh, anyway,
Gents.
we're just gonna move right along
Yeah,
from there.
we are. We sure are. Gents, we have a lot to discuss today. We've murdered
do?
I like
hedgehogs,
Sonic.
We've moved
Ooh,
Mario,
actually-
and we've got PAX. We've got a lot of stuff.
I also had a tiny, just fun little thing. It's not super important, but it would be kind of fun to bring up. I guess there was a disc recovered recently that was part of like a late alpha build of the original Sonic Adventure, and it was used in a almost like a contest. I guess there was
yeah, I
like this
read about
Dreamcast
this.
truck that was
Yeah.
yeah. The tournament disc, I think it was called.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That was recovered recently. Nothing super crazy about it. It just drops you into Emerald Coast, and you're just instead of like trying to exactly go the fastest, you're just trying to rack up a bunch of points. And there was a whole contest around it, and it was like I think you won a bunch of like you could either win like money, or there was a bunch of like Sega swag or something like that. Just kind of a neat little thing. There's not much more to it than that, but I thought I'd bring it up.
Neat.
That's very neat.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, do we want to
Watch
start? I mean, I figured all of us have something to say in terms of stories with PAX and the East Coast trip, but not everyone's seen the Mario movie. Not everybody's played Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I figured we could probably quickly go through those two topics and maybe. later
Yeah, I
on
got a
spoiler cast.
Buzz Lightyear at Ross for $16. It was pretty awesome. His wings pop out.
Was it like one of the big ones, or
Yeah, it's one of the modern Buzz Lightyears.
Pup, why don't you
So-
fucking grow up? Why don't you grow up? Stop
I
playing
hope
with
you-
toys.
I hope you die. But
You have
you
toys
put
in
a
your
little
background
water.
all the time, Gilly. What are you talking about?
You
Why
put
do you
a little water in his jetpack and
Why do you
steam
grow up?
comes out of his ass and he talks.
They're not
and
toys. They're figurines.
His,
Uh-huh.
well, in that case, this is an action figure. This is a collectible for
They're not
adults. because-
Barbies, Mom. They're ReZero.
Actually, I don't think I have any legitimate toys in my background except for the Tommy Pickles dump truck with the shit coming out of the diaper.
to be fair.
That you got a really nice picture of Scoob.
Yeah. There's no toy. It's video games, plushes, collectible things.
Oh, I got
I-
toys all over, baby. I don't even care.
No, you know what I do have? I have the two Sonic Boom collector's edition whatever things with the action figures in them.
Oh, you mean the DVDs?
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they just couldn't get rid of the rest of the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them too.
So what you're saying is you're going to give me them.
Well, I showed
No.
I showed Pub the
Golf
dirty little
game.
secret of some collecting here is like you go to the sad stores like Ross, Dress for Less, or Burlington or anything like that, and they usually have like obscure bits of merch there that you can't find anywhere else. Like there's like straight up
Again, a
canceled
Buzz
toys.
Lightyear for
Yeah.
$16. Like
Yeah, because nobody bought those
He-
damn toys for that movie.
he even talks in like the. He even talks in like a Chris Evans voice. That's awesome.
I think it's
I
just
like
That's horrible.
I liked that movie.
I loved that movie. I don't give a fuck.
I thought
Everything-
it was
whenever I
Interstellar
ask
for
people-
kids.
Whenever I ask people what's wrong with the movie,
woke.
Oh my god.
whenever I ask people what is wrong with the movie, they're like, "Oh, Zurg wasn't Buzz's father." I'm like, "Yeah, because that totally wasn't just a throwaway gag, you know, like
I thought it was cute.
fucking
I liked it.
stupid."
I was happy
You're
with the
the
movie.
you
we can go
people are the fucking reason why we're getting a Toy Story 5 when we don't fucking need one.
The
And
franchise ended
I
great
never-
twice.
I never saw 4.
It was
Watch
fine.
4, it's good.
Dude,
good.
four
It's really good.
wrecked me. It felt very real, and it was, I think, the most mature ending one of those movies has had.
Fuck it.
And
I
it was,
agree. Like
Christ.
4 gets a lot of shit for like just the fact that you technically don't need it, but I will admit it's like lightning in a bottle. You got a good encore there, but I
Yeah.
don't see how they can do it again with 5. If they're gonna do a 5, I want them to stop the whole. Oh, this is definitely the last one, and just commit to like, yeah, there's
Is
gonna
this
be loads of
it's
these
like
now.
fucking Land Before Time?
I don't
Yeah, but-
think 4 needed to exist, but it hit
know
the right
what?
chord with me. I guess I'll put it that way.
You know what was really clever though is like how it's like, oh, if you still love these characters, you got things like Lightyear. They could have had like a Woody's Roundup show on Disney Plus or something, but no, Lightyear
That's
fucking
not the
flopped, so no
fucking
Lightyear
appeal.
2.
It's not the appeal. It's boring. The fun is that these are toys brought to life, and that's cool.
You know,
No,
You know
fuck
what I-
you. It's a different appeal. It's okay for things to fucking change.
I do need to say that
Wings.
there's something that drives me nuts about the Lightyear thing.
Yeah.
So you know how the whole argument was, yeah, well, Tim Allen wasn't the voice because this is supposed to be the character that the toy was based on, right?
Mm.
Why would he have a different voice?
Because the
licensing
actual
shit.
Buzz Lightyear toy of the no, not Buzz, but Woody. All the Woody toys are voiced by Jim Hanks and not Tom Hanks.
No, I
So
know
probably
that.
same reason.
No,
That's
I know.
probably-
No,
probably-
So maybe
it's
Buzz
probably-
Lightyear's VA in that universe didn't come back for the fucking toys. is
I
what
mean,
got.
God,
they
voice
also
actor-
they also
usually.
decanonized the like Buzz Lightyear TV series, so it's
in
like
which
the
he was
trying
voiced by
to
Patrick
pretend
Was that
Warburton
ever
as well, by the
canon?
way.
Was that
like the pilot movie started with the Toy Story characters, like
Yeah, but that's not saying
watching
that's
the cartoon.
necessarily
I've not heard
canon, though.
anybody actually give a shit about that stupid cartoon until
Well,
that movie
that's
came out.
that's what I mean.
Buzz
That's what I
Lightyear
mean,
Star
though,
Command
is
was
that
a good
if we're
show.
pretending that
It was a
canon
good
is
show.
important at all, we're all fooling ourselves. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's,
No,
I
but
just
the thing
don't-
is,
listen.
the director
And as
of
Sonic
Lightyear,
fans, we should understand that more than anyone, I
the
guess.
director
My
of
problem
Lightyear
is-
straight up came out and said that Buzz Lightyear Star Command is still canon. It's just, it was like a spin-off TV series based on the Lightyear movie. Fair fucking enough, you know? Like, fair enough.
Patrick Warburton voiced
just-
Buzz in that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, so it's not even the first time Buzz Lightyear had a different voice actor.
Yeah, but that's
exactly.
like
Why
that's
is
every,
it suddenly now a problem,
because
you
that
know?
because that first of all, that was like every Disney cartoon. They always did shit like that. There was a fucking The Mask and Ace Ventura cartoons.
But Chris
Like,
Evans
it's Jim
did an
Carrey
amazing
without Jim
job as
Carrey's
Buzz.
voice.
Did you ever see the
Chris Evans
Everyone
was
in the
brilliant as
Jim
Buzz
Carrey
Lightyear.
vehicles, every Jim Carrey vehicle had a cartoon around it. Dumb and Dumber,
did you see
Ace
the-
Ventura, and The Mask, and The Mask
There
and
was
Ace
a-
Ventura.
there was
had
a-
crossover.
There was a Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yep.
They
The
tried to
Beetlejuice
make an
cartoon was
Alien
actually really good
cartoon.
though. Like I'm not gonna lie, Beetlejuice
Yeah, but it's like
cartoon
it wasn't
slapped.
Michael Keaton.
Still, it was still a good cartoon.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
talking
fucking love
about.
the Beetlejuice
Recasting, recasting for cheap merchandising. It happens, but
Yeah, that's different. With this, it's like they hired a fucking A-list actor. It was
But he did really good, though. I really liked Chris Evans'
I
performance.
did too, actually. I thought he was really good.
I thought he worked.
Yeah,
It
you know
would've
what?
been
I
better
hope-
if we had Chris
I hope they
Pratt
make a
as
sequel and Chris
Buzz
Pratt. Yeah,
Lightyear.
there you go.
Oh, fuck you.
Chris Pratt was like
Chris Pratt as Woody in the Woody
Hey,
Roundup show.
You know what? While we're on it, I will say, just kind of moving into one of our actual topics today, I did not mind Chris Pratt as Mario.
He was exactly what I expected him to be. He was vanilla. He was safe. He was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was cute the way they worked in. Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but it was cute that they worked in like the original voice in some ways.
That was clever. I'm glad they addressed it at least.
That was cute.
Reveal how.
I love how
You won't.
Yeah. I love Charles Martinet's little cameos. He actually got a few more speaking roles or like spoken lines than I was expecting. I thought he was going to show up like once, but he actually plays like two characters in the movie, and one of them isn't in the movie a lot, but is in the movie more than I was expecting. What is everybody's? We're going to kind of blitz through this because unfortunately not everybody has gotten a chance to see the movie yet, and we're not going to be spoiling any major details about it. But what was everybody's overall thoughts?
Are we doing like round table thing?
It was a good time. I felt good.
Okay, so it's not round table.
It was fine. I wish it could have been better in spots, but for Mario, it's what I wanted.
I think the pacing was bad,
Yup.
but I liked it more than the Sonic movies.
I'm
And
gonna give my thoughts. No, sorry, go on, Gary.
I think it was. I think so far it's the best video game movie, and I think it's not an amazing piece of cinema, but it's like the best that movie could have possibly been, especially based on an IP that story is already nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my thoughts, but I'm gonna do it in Nick's cadences. So I thought that the movie was just fine. I really enjoyed it when I sat down and watched it in the theater.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It was a good time at the movies, and bluntly, I thought it was the best movie ever.
He's
No,
slowly going back into British.
I never dropped the accent. I said cadence. But okay, no, I thought the movie was about as good of a Mario movie as you could ask for. And it's one of those things where it makes me kind of rethink what constitutes a good movie, because like it's one of those things where if this wasn't a beloved IP, I would say this has all of the hallmarks of a bad movie. Barely any story, no character development to speak of. But would I want anything else for a Mario movie? And I think it's just making me think sometimes it's okay to just purely celebrate an IP. The best comparison I can make to this is like you're fucking speed running through a Mario museum, basically, and that's what this movie is.
Yeah.
And it's cool for that, you know?
Yo, meanwhile, Illumination's movies are usually, all right, let's come up with a story. And, well, it's animated, so I guess we'll make them animals or something.
No, dude, like literally, before the movie started, they had a trailer for Illumination's next film, Migration. And like all that you see in this trailer
You mean Duck
is
Hunt?
some
Yeah, right? Exactly.
you just see these fucking ducks fly. But before that, they're like from the studio who bought you such excellent films as Sing, The Secret Life of Pets, Minions.
It went.
And I was like, I'm not-
Despicable Me, and others.
Yeah.
And Despicable
and
Me,
I
and all
just-
the ones
I
that
turned-
weren't as good as Despicable Me 1.
Yep.
I turned to Nick and I just said, well, that doesn't make me feel good. But that's the thing is, I think Illumination, the good thing about this, their ideas come across as quite unimaginative generally, and you can boil it down to character designs as well. Look at the main protagonist of Sing. It's a koala in a suit. Look at fucking the main protagonist of Secret Life of Pets. How would you describe that? Dog.
I remember
that's all
Kevin
there is
Hart
to it.
was a
Dog.
rabbit. I don't.
You know?
I literally don't remember the rest of the movie.
Exactly.
It
So
says
now
nothing
they're in
memorable
someone
about it.
else's toy box where things like character design and imagination are already done for them. So it's like you do evade the problem of Illumination movies being super unimaginative. I mean, for fuck's sake, your mascot is a fucking yellow Tic Tac with a face drawn on it.
I would.
I'm glad.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Caleb.
glad that Jack Blacked.
I really liked Jack Black as Bowser.
He Jack Blacked so hard.
Yeah, that's my problem with the voice cast in general. It was just they celebrated the actors more than they did the characters, and I think they all did a fun time.
Okay, for Seth Rogen, the only thing really was that was outside of that. It was.
There's one
I
point.
need to stress, like, I liked all of them, and I know part of it's just because I'm familiar with all of their roles. I love Seth Rogen. I love Jack Black. Even fucking Fred, whatever, that Cranky Kong.
Jewish cranky.
Yeah. I was just like, he started talking, like, what are they trying to do? Is he trying to be original Cranky Kong? Because like that voice makes sense for me for like just your standard Cranky Kong.
Is it not a spoiler that he's in the
line
movie?
was so perfect, though.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's been, but
Okay.
He's in the trailers.
This entire movie's in the trailers.
I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna be like, hey, I'm Cranky Kong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just an old guy. It wasn't.
It wasn't an
It was
old
for-
guy. It was weird.
He was a Jew from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He's
Absolutely.
I thought
There
his
was
first
one
line
point,
in the movie was perfect. I don't know if I want to say what it was, but it was just
There was
like
one-
my perception of Cranky Kong from like Donkey Kong Country and everything like that. That's the kind of like just constantly annoyed old man that I was expecting. And like the first time you hear Cranky Kong speak, you don't even see him clearly at first. It's just that first line. I thought it was spot on. I liked Jack Black as Bowser, if only because like he had a lot of mannerisms of Jack Black, but I could tell he was doing a different performance than he does.
Yeah.
I could tell
It's
they manipulated his voice with a fucking computer to pitch it down.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so distracting.
Yeah. Nick, they definitely didn't do that with Keegan Michael Key.
Oh my god, it was so. I mean, like at least they. God, I was like, at least for Toad. Like, it was like he's disappearing in the role. I'm like, yeah, they definitely use computers for these characters to get them here. Like, just hire people to do the voices.
No, I mean pitch shifting's a normal thing that happens in everything.
It's so,
even
it's
in, like,
so noticeable.
I
though.
wish that Toad was more
dude,
screamy, if anything.
that's
though.
all of South Park.
Oh no,
Nick.
that would have driven me
It's-
insane. If we had gotten like traditional Toad voice in this movie, I would have killed myself 15 minutes.
I would have given it a 10 out of 10. If we had that, I would have given it a fucking 10 out of
Look,
10.
I was fine with Toad's voice, and I was fine
Yeah.
with the amount of Toad in there, which was less than I expected, which it made me happy. But like the pitch shifting for Jack Black, like that's just my problem with the movie. Is just like,
How does it not distract you in South Park though?
because South Park's, it's just parody. It's just they're there for
I
their
really
specific
hate
purpose.
those fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks
And, like, at
movies. I
this
wish
point,
they
like-
hired real chipmunks.
Like 20 years later, like it just works. No, I'm just gonna, like, if we're gonna talk, we're a Sonic show. Like I'm gonna compare it like Sonic to Mario here, right? Like I said this in a tweet a million years ago, where I was like, look, regardless of how good either of these movies is, I don't think there's even, and this is before the movie's out, I don't think there's going to be any debate on which actor did a better job with the characters. And Ben Schwartz as Sonic, like they clearly hired Ben to be Sonic. They hired the best version of
Yeah.
Sonic they could be.
Yeah.
This movie, they hired names, and I love those names. They're great actors, but I also know how good these actors are. And I know Jack Black definitely had fun with it, and it's always infectious. That's why I love Jack Black. So that's why I'm fine with this Bowser.
I think he was a good Bowser, especially you got all these characters. The thing though is that they hired Ben Schwartz based on a character who had already been voiced since the early 2000s or 90s or whatever.
So
With Bowser and Mario, yeah, they technically had voices, but not really. Like, what's Bowser's voice?
Well,
He wasn't ever really a character that spoke, except for the fucking 90s cartoon, which was
Or in Mario Sunshine.
Sure, but like Ben
yeah,
Schwartz,
Mario.
but like
They could have hired me.
But Ben Schwartz and I mean, Idris Elba is definitely still a named thing. Like they're there, but like for Ben, they still found their movie Sonic
Idris
here.
Elba?
it still felt like we're
know,
we're
but
putting
he
a
was-
CG suit on Jack Black. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. Like I'm fine with it, but it's
I don't think he was entirely Jack Black. I think he was.
peaches, peaches, peaches,
Yeah.
peaches.
No,
I mean, as it is,
no,
I
you
do
mean-
think that
Nick,
Jack Black.
I was trying to not do a spoiler.
Yeah.
But
I was
Like,
gonna say
everybody
also
knew
I
that
will say that if we're talking about, like, even if I liked him in the role, Seth Rogen was such a more, like, that was a much clearer example of just hiring a name and putting a CG,
Yeah.
like, code over them.
I mean,
Jack
Chris
Black,
Pratt.
that really was a different, more growly,
Yeah.
like,
tried.
performance than he would give for,
the
like,
only
Oh,
I mean, the thing I was
something.
gonna
If you
say
want
is that Jack
Nick, the
Black
thing that I was saying
ultimately
was-
is.
sorry, Pup.
I feel like Jack Black, if he were just doing Jack Black, which they could have done, I feel like that's still an okay fit for Bowser anyways. Like, if he's just playing Jack Black as Jack Black, that would still work fine, but I am happy that
like
they
Bowser
did go
does-
in the direction.
Bowser does cock push-ups.
Doing cock push-ups is where you lay down on the
Did you see
ground
that
and you
finger?
let your
Did you see that
boner
finger?
push you up off the ground. No, okay. So, but what I was kind of saying was, yeah, like I think they did for the most part, even if they picked them for namesake and let them kind of be a bit more themselves, and maybe the Sonic movie did with, say, Ben Schwartz. Anyways, they picked actors that do generally fit, with the exception of Chris Pratt as Mario. It's why, you know, I don't think anyone has a problem with Charlie Day just kind of doing his regular Charlie Day voice for Luigi. You know,
I would not have chosen a different voice for Luigi. I thought that was
it just
that could not
fits,
have
you
been
know.
better. Yeah.
The thing is, there are times when you can hear Jack Black's very unique enunciation of words come through, but it makes me happy every time it happens. The other thing, though, I will say is, Donkey Kong, right? Obviously, he does the Seth Rogen laugh. I didn't laugh the first time, but there's a point later in the movie where he's just off in the distance, and you just hear from the background, and I was like, "Oh, come on now, that's fucking funny." Like,
The thing with the musical number, I don't think I wasn't in the writer's room. I don't think that was part of the movie until Jack Black was the voice.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
I feel
though.
And
Jack Black
but I
wrote
don't. But
that.
the thing is, it's not a matter of like. It's not a matter of like this is just Jack Black. I don't think that his character was entirely like. I think Jack Black was doing his own rendition of Bowser. I don't think he was just Jack Black.
I mean,
Obviously, the musical number was included because if you're doing Jack Black Bowser, he's got to do that. It's
right. I also wouldn't say it's terribly out of place. I remember other games
No,
like
yeah.
3D World, for example, where we kind of see more of a musical theatric
Yeah.
side of Bowser. I was disappointed. I asked for one goddamn thing, and maybe it was in the score and I didn't notice it. But I was listening for it the entire movie and I didn't hear it. Bowser, if Mario 3D World gave Bowser the best little like leitmotif ever, and it was not
hell yeah,
anywhere
dude.
in the movie, and
That's
I'm
good
so
shit.
upset about
That's
it.
good shit.
They did do like one theme at, like right at the very beginning of the movie, and that got a giggle out of me. Like every time I heard like music from the I know it's been hammered to death. Every time I heard music from the games, but like redone in the form of a film score, it just kind of
It was.
I liked it. It was cool.
I
it's
liked
almost
watching
like
Jack
we're so
Black's-
used to.
But
Sorry, go on.
no,
go on.
I was just. It was just every. So I was getting a real the whole time I was getting a kick out of Jack Black because it's fucking Jack Black and it's in the context of a Mario movie. So when he's singing and I'm chuckling to myself and I look over to my girlfriend straight faced.
Yep.
Oh.
The thing I was going to say is I think there's an appreciation for the score of this movie, not just for how good it was, but we're also used to composers who just listen to Green Hill Zone the once and decide to call it a day on the soundtrack. And I hate talking shit about Tom Holkenberg because he's an excellent fucking film composer. Brian Tyler, who scored this one, his track record's a lot of fucking mid, but he did really fucking good with this soundtrack here.
Well,
Chunky XL, amazing. Fucking take some notes from this and
I'm pretty
listen
sure-
to more game music.
I'm pretty sure Koji Kondo also like had was also involved with the score.
Mario,
Possibly, and, like-
Nintendo had their hands deep into
Yeah.
this, and I think that was.
And I don't
intentional.
necessarily
You
want
could
to blame.
feel
I mean,
Junkie
Miyamoto
XL either,
was
because
listed first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to blame Junkie XL here either, because like it could be that the producers were just like, oh yeah, just include this song and the rest is all yours. You know, like we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but as it stands, like the Mario movie, like. Okay, so I'm gonna get into a little bit of comparison territory here. I still prefer the Sonic movies, and I think they should go about doing what they're doing as they are. But the one thing where I think they should definitely take some notes from the Mario movie is the soundtrack.
A lot of notes
yeah.
on the movie.
I do think that there's definitely a deeper discussion we can get into, and sorry if I'm taking over a little too much here, but just to kind of keep things moving along, just to share my own like general thoughts, and then like maybe we can kind of get deeper into it if we get around to spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I really enjoyed the movie. Sonic, if we're just strictly talking like video game movies, I did prefer Sonic 2 over this, and a lot of the concerns I had about Illumination being involved with the Mario movie were realized. Mostly in terms of like I was just praising the score. God damn it, get the fucking pop music out of there. It was jarring every time.
It was so obnoxious.
Yeah, I think
never.
I was okay with the Brooklyn. I was okay with Brooklyn. No Sleep Till
Yeah.
Brooklyn. I was okay with that.
I hated that. Oh, but I also just don't like that song. But it's.
I think
I just. But overall, I did really enjoy it. There were some things that I wasn't crazy about. And I liked the pacing towards the beginning of the movie, but yeah, the more I was thinking about it this morning, I was just like, hey,
there were a couple times that during it I was like, what?
I'm not intrinsically against
beginning...
like using pop music in these movies, but like in the case of this movie, they've done so much faithful Mario music, and pop music has really never played a role in Mario, at least not from any of the Mario games I've played anyways.
So,
I mean, yeah, you've got things like Honeyloon Ridge and stuff from Super Mario Odyssey, but like even then, like it's still kind of much more in form with Mario. This music doesn't feel on brand, so it took me out of the moment every fucking time.
Sorry, I was just going to say, to give them the tiniest bit of credit, even though I didn't like it in there, I think most of it kind of felt like it was from the area Mario originated, which I think was part of the mentality. But it was still jarring every single time.
There? What was it doing
I
there?
think
80s, I guess.
I think one of the main reasons that I liked this movie probably a lot more than even Sonic 2 is because the things that I disliked about Sonic 2 and the things I like more about Mario is exactly the things I was complaining about in the Sonic movie. This was a Mario movie, and it was just a Mario movie.
Yep.
It was Mario characters, and it was just the Mario universe. If I want to see a Sonic movie, I don't give a fuck about Tom the Cop. I don't give a fuck about Rachel. I know that these people are gonna. Rachel is a great character. I don't care. I didn't go to see Rachel 2. I went to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Fucking thank you.
And
I mean, you know that I've got a much more positive position on human characters in Sonic, but I draw the line at 6 minutes of no Sonic characters, which is the fucking Rachel thing. I'm fine with them until they take over.
The difference was that the Sonic movies literally just seem like a buddy cop family movie, and a lot of the elements are Sonic the Hedgehog.
My problem
Mario feels like a Mario movie.
It never felt like the Mario movie was embarrassed about being a Mario movie.
No, that's my problem with the Sonic movies. It's like we have to wait till the sequel till we get proper Sonic stuff, and we can't even get the floating island. We can't get Angel Island. Like that's insane to me. Like, why are we having a hard time?
Labyrinth Zone, and that was fucking cool.
Let me finish my fucking point. My point is, it feels like the Sonic movies have to find excuses to bring Sonic elements in, and that is insane to me. That's nuts.
Yeah.
They did a much better job with the sequel. 1000%. I have a great time with that movie, but Mario was a Mario movie through and through.
I felt like I was more in the Mario universe watching that movie than I was watching the Sonic movie.
100%.
I mean, you're definitely in the Mario universe, no two fucking ways about it. Like, Sonic, especially the first one, we're pulling this fictional character into our world. They went with that because it was kind of a safe, marketable
Space
option.
Jam.
something you've got to kind of take into account is like at the time Sonic 1 came out, there was a great deal of discussion over what is and isn't marketable. And by Sonic 2, I think they'd established that it's like, yeah, people like it when these Sonic elements come in. Maybe they're more marketable to casuals than we thought. Mario has just gone in with all the knowledge in the world that everybody fucking knows these characters. At the same time, I would say, like, if you're not massively into Mario, I don't think the Mario movie's really going to do anything for anyone.
Like,
because it doesn't really have the things that a Gen Pop sort of moviegoer would look for. Like, I think it's why, even though I think, you know, you should ultimately review a thing on its own terms, I think it is why the critic reviews are as low as they are, is because ultimately, while it's a satisfying Mario experience, it does not really have any kind of narrative makeup that would constitute, by any conventional standard, a good film. I'd call it a good film because it does everything it promises and it satisfies. Like, that's why I would call it a good film.
It's a good film for the people that the film was made for.
Yeah, it's made for fans, but generally,
And children.
typically, and this is
children. This
is what surprised me, is that even though, yes, it is a family film, everything in there is geared up towards fans that recognize these elements, you know? Like, because that is what this movie is. It's a string of references tied together by a very simple plot. What I appreciate...
They did throw in some, like, adult humor, too.
Yeah,
What I appreciate
we won't
with-
spoil it here, but they're
Yeah.
very subtle stuff.
I will say the Luma got irritating. The Luma overstayed.
Oh yeah,
That's Luma.
It was the goats from Thor 4 all over again, where it had its moments, but the more they kept doing it, the more I was like, shut the fuck up.
I agree.
That's almost
That
like
should
a
be
trope.
the
That's
ending.
almost like an Illumination
Well,
trope at this point. Like the
I
whole,
guarantee you that Luma's going to get its own spin-off movie because this is an
It's
Illumination
just going to be
project.
called Lumas.
The thing, literally, Luma's Rise of Mario
It's just going to be
Illuma.
Oh, God.
is coming. But I tell you what,
Shoot me.
as far as Illumination is concerned, I think they're yet to demonstrate to me that they give a shit about making a quality film. But at the same time, they have at least shown love to this project, and I cannot fault it on that.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, while I am putting criticisms towards this, I still really like this movie. And I would dare say it's a good movie. It does what it needs to do for the audience that it's definitely intended for. And it is pretty ballsy to see a film that is made strictly for fans, and I know that there's the family audience too. But again, it's nothing but references, you know? I think... And I know that a lot of people disagree with me on this. I know you disagree with me, Nick. I know you will disagree with me, Gilly. I still prefer the Sonic method of this is a homegrown version of this character. It's an adaptation.
I don't
And
like that.
And what we've done is...
I'm a fan
we
of the
haven't-
character. I'm not a fan
we-
of
Well,
them creating
hold
something
on,
new.
hold on.
I prefer. I want to spin off
Hang
that
on,
pup, but I
I
want to
got
let you
my
finish.
Go ahead, Bob.
Sorry. I don't feel like the Sonic movies outright hold off on these things like references. I just think they're a lot more subtle and a lot more baked into the world. But it's like you got the Mean Bean Cafe, you've got Green Hills as a locale, and no, it doesn't look like the one from the games, but it's in there. I've always liked things like how they've appropriated real world locations and turned them into Sonic-y ones. For example, the ice cap and stuff like that. Like, those environments are all in there, so that's what sells me on Sonic. I like the creativity behind we've worked with making a Sonic in the real world. Now, I don't think that necessarily works for Mario, though, however. I'm just saying, I prefer the Sonic way of going about things where a lot more thought has gone into how can we make this a good movie for both Sonic fans and people who aren't fans of Sonic. It's got, I guess you could say, a bit more compromise in there, and if you would rather just have a purely Sonic experience, I don't blame you in the slightest. I think, you know, what Mario's done works perfectly for Mario. What Sonic's done works really well for Sonic. I'll tell you what, though. While I would be game for a fully animated Sonic movie, I wouldn't want it handled by Illumination. I would not want it to have the writing standard of the Mario movie, because I don't think Sonic, rather, can survive on just references alone. Like, I'm not saying Sonic is the seventh seal, but I would expect a little more, you know, substance from a Sonic than a Mario.
I think that if they made a movie, like, it doesn't have to be Illumination, it can be, you know, another studio that can animate it. I would rather, and you can defend Rachel all you want, I think the more fun experience would be an entirely like a movie that is entirely Sonic's universe the way it was entirely Mario's universe.
I mean, I would say I am absolutely game for them to do like Sonic 3, the ending. You know, he's like, I'm going to go off and become a space adventurer. And then in Sonic 4, he's going entirely around other planets. You
Like,
want a fully animated
wanna-
Eggman? You take from Archie and do Robo Robotnik, have him die and get a robotic form. Then you can have fully animated movies, but I want them to stick with movie Sonic because I think movie Sonic is a huge improvement over the fucking Gary stew that we've got in the games. However, Mars Animation Planet, if you ever just want to make a 90-minute version of the Sonic Unleashed opening cutscene, go right the fuck ahead, you know?
Sonic's universe is just like as recognizable and iconic as Mario's.
Yep.
And if I'm going to see I'm like, oh, it was a Sonic movie. I want to see a Sonic movie. I want to be immersed in Sonic's universe. I don't want a what if story about if Sonic was my fucking neighbor.
Yep.
My only feelings about it are I prefer Sonic 2. I do not prefer Sonic 1 over the
100%.
Mario movie. And
Sonic 2 has more Sonic elements in it.
And that's the thing, though, is that like I think the reason that works for me is that it's I prefer the way that it does a lot of its Sonic stuff in Sonic 2 versus like Mario felt almost too balanced, where it was just like I had a smile on my face throughout most of it, but there was never a wow. There was never a oh shit like this. There was never the excitement that I got from some of the bigger moments in Sonic 2, where it just felt like, and maybe a part of it is just because the stories have always meant a little bit more in Sonic than they have in Mario, and so when I'm seeing those things portrayed, not only is it done in a slightly different way, but it also feels like there's character development and character growth rather than just Mario having character moments. Where I
feel a little
like,
more rewarded for engaging with it, I feel, with Sonic when it comes to fan service.
And I think that saying that Mario characters have always been simple is a bit of a cop-out, and I think that there was room here to do something really special with them, and they just simply didn't do it.
So I'm gonna say
And
this.
also, Pup,
Sorry, go ahead.
Pup,
Go
in
ahead.
your like, if, for example, in your video where you talked about Peach being girl boss,
Yeah.
that's something that I was concerned about because I didn't. They do girl boss so much now that didn't want that.
The anti-tropes become the trope.
But the thing is, though, the first time that like that's what you would think of, right? Like, oh, of course they're making Peach girl boss. Look, she's on a motorcycle. When she first did, the first thing that she does, like that's impressive.
Go on.
Like without saying what it is, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought wasn't. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's girl boss Peach. I thought, oh, this makes sense. Mario 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I'm going to say right now as well is I can barely remember a fucking thing from the Mario movie at the moment. Like that's
it's not a terribly memorable movie.
I thought
like
it
that's
was
the thing though,
perfectly
is
fine.
when
I
your
remember
movie
just
I
fine.
think it is.
Yeah.
when your movie
That was a fun
when your
fucking
movie
movie.
is
Yeah.
just
It was
when your
fun,
movie
but
is
it's
just
also
nothing
like,
but when it's nothing but references, you're not going to remember it because what people remember typically, and I'm not saying this for everyone. I'm not saying this for everyone.
It's not just references.
It's not just references.
It's not. There's a story. There's more story than in the Mario games.
Well, yeah, the stories, Bowser's taken over, Mario's got to stop him. Big fucking whoop.
That's not. No, that's
I would say
games.
that's selling. I would say that's selling the Mario movie a little bit short.
Well, yeah, because I'm
think
trying
that
not to
the way-
spoil some shit. Like,
Well, right, but then you're kind of leaving that part out of your critique a little bit too. I do think that the beginning of the Mario movie did legitimately. That was my favorite part of the movie.
I
be
agree.
honest.
Yeah, I agree completely.
The beginning was the
I liked
best
the
part.
beginning a lot.
It was so well done, and I really enjoyed just seeing seeing again characters and not just characters.
I liked what's it called when we talked about Nick. We talked about the Jewish Kongs.
Yeah.
I liked the whole reasoning for those scenes. It reminded me of like Game of Thrones.
Like my biggest problem with Mario was they gave me a lot of things that I wanted them to dig deeper into, and I think that's very telling. Like, and this is something like
Well,
my
yeah.
biggest critique was like, oh, I feel like maybe there's a bit too much of the celebrity in these characters, but like at the same time, I had a good time with all of the characters, and for a first time out, I think they did a damn good job. I think the difference here, like, there's definitely things the Mario franchise could learn from Sonic, and Sonic can learn from Mario. I'm not saying that one is vastly superior over the other, but I'm definitely going to say this is the difference between when the IP holder has all of the control versus when they have none of the control. Because everyone's like trying to get defensive about Mario or Sonic Movie 1. I'd love to see that conversation if they kept that original design. I would love to see that conversation.
Do you want to see Sega full charge of a Sonic movie?
That's
No.
okay, but that's a problem though, right? Like, let's look at Nintendo and how they treat Mario versus how Sega treats Sonic, and like we can't even decide whether or not the IP holder has say over their own fucking character. That's insane. That's crazy to me. Like,
I did want to say though, because this did just kind of pop into my brain, but it feels a little weird. Like the Mario games have never had story. There's an entire line of RPGs for that franchise that are taking material.
yeah, but it's not about.
Yeah,
there.
Also, a movie
They're
needs to be
spin-offs.
judged.
They're spin-offs.
They're
and it's-
spin-offs, but they're derived from elements introduced in the entire rest of the game. So I'm
Yeah, but
saying
they're-
is
but
that there is a precedent for taking that
But
material.
also a
and
movie
adapting
needs
it
Yeah,
to be
but
judged.
you also need to realize that stuff doesn't. The Miyamoto had direct involvement with this, and he's literally
A movie needs
one
to
of the
be
biggest-
judged differently to a video game.
He's
okay?
one of the biggest reasons that in the new Paper Mario games, the characters are just ba-bum.
Barely
Well,
there.
all I'm saying is that there have been it's a kind of lazy rebuttal to the criticism that was just like there wasn't anything done with because the narrative is very simple to the point where it's a little boring.
Well,
And
I'm talking about the core. This is based on the core Mario series. There wasn't any Paper Mario references.
No, but the point I'm
that's
saying
not,
then
that's
is
not
like
what I
that's
mean.
another
That's not what I
point.
mean. I just
Another point
mean
in
that
favor of adaptation.
Pop,
isn't it?
shut up!
Like,
Wayne.
No, I think Pup was kind of like hitting on what I was talking about here.
Yes, but
is
I can't hear you.
What I just mean is I don't want it to be adapting the stories of the Mario RPGs. What I mean is that you can take the material and make a story out of it. So to just kind of brush it off being like, oh, well, the core games have never been about story. I'm just saying this isn't a core game either. This is a movie which is based around narrative,
And a great
and we
chance
have
for that.
seen.
No, I know, but I think they needed to
Yeah.
establish something first. This is the
at the end of the day, though,
like-
being faithful should not necessarily come to the detriment of the story. And again, I'm not saying that makes this a bad movie or anything,
Yeah.
but I do think it is a perfectly valid criticism to say the story was weak, and the rebuttal of Mario games were never about story. In that case, don't make a fucking film of it. You know,
And-
like
and
I'm
that's
talking
why-
about this, but
it would be like. It would be like if I went to see a fucking movie based on Spider-Man One More Day and said, God, that was bad, isn't it? And people are like, yeah, but it's supposed to be bad. It's based on Spider-Man One More Day. It doesn't change the fact it's fucking bad, you know?
I mean, yeah,
like,
but the
and I'm
Mario
not
movie
saying-
wasn't bad.
I'm not saying Mario was bad, but I'm making
my-
the same associative
they're
thought
clear-
train. You can't just defend things with, oh, but the source material.
It's based on the source material. They're establishing the source that they are making the first movie. Clearly, they're setting up for a sequel.
The first movie.
That's,
we're not
again,
talking
that's
about-
a terrible
we're not
rebuttal
talking
if they're
about-
setting up
Yeah,
for a
and you know
sequel.
what? And you know what?
I just want the fucking
other
movie to be a
example-
good movie, you know?
The
Like,
other example you have of an original story is the fucking Mario movie from the 90s, which sucks a big bag of dick.
You know what's weird
I
though?
will
You
s-
know what's weird though? This is that same movie to a lot of degrees.
It is a lot of the
I
same
mean, like
movie.
they start off in Brooklyn. Like look, whatever else, I wish Sonic had the courage of this fucking movie because like so much of like it was like just a decade ago. Like Gilly, you probably know better than I do. Like they were so adamant about saying like, no, he's not a plumber. Like, what are you fucking
Yes.
talking
Yeah.
about? You're out of your mind. Like they brought back Brooklyn. They brought back all of the American lore and put it front and center, and that was amazing.
It's my favorite
It's
part
the
of the
best
movie.
part of the movie, man.
I will say that, like, so I haven't. I'm the only
Sarah?
one who hasn't seen the what.
How you doing?
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really contribute much to the conversation. I mean, I don't. But since the conversation did float into the Paper Mario area, I will say it without seeing the movie, it does make sense to have just a giant establishing foundation, because
Yes.
if you remember from the first Paper Mario game, that game assumes that you know the Mario shtick.
Yes.
And it plays on the idea that you know the Mario shtick, because it goes, hey, the first fight's going to be with Bowser. Hey, Mario literally falling out of the castle and dying and the status quo being broken because Bowser wins is the story of the game. Congratulations, welcome to Paper Mario. You have to already be in Mario's lore, as much of it as there is, to understand why that's even a big deal in the first place. Whereas with a movie, they're not going to make the same assumptions about their audience, because that's just not what Hollywood does. They don't go like, have you read the books for Dune? Okay, here's the Dune movie. We hope you've read the fucking book.
That is fair. That is
Sonic
fair.
Sonic 1 was just as much prototypical Sonic 1 movie as Mario 1 is.
And hey, maybe because like I was saying, I do prefer like the way Sonic 2 handled Sonic more than the first movie. Hey, maybe the next Mario movie can really just kind of answer a lot of my issues.
That's
with this.
what I mean, because they can't tell the same story again.
Yeah.
No,
It's not gonna.
they're
So
gonna keep
Well, that's
going.
the thing I'm wondering is, like, for one, Mario 2, okay, you kind of did everything in one as far as surface level reference goes.
No,
So what are they going to do to drum up the same, like, those same tricks are
No,
not going to
they
work
didn't.
no,
twice.
they didn't.
no, they didn't.
Those-
No, they
Pup,
didn't.
Those
pup.
anything anyone gives a shit about is what I'm
Pup.
You
saying.
played 5 games.
Pup,
Shut
Pup,
up.
you've played like 3 Mario games.
Shut
I-
up.
Okay, I
will-
get it. I get it. Cock big. You're a
Well,
big Mario guy.
well,
What
well,
I'm
I
saying
think-
is, I don't think the same tricks are going to work a second time for a Mario
Why
2.
you just say
The
the same
other-
thing about Sonic?
The other thing,
Ooh, snow!
the other thing is
Wow,
that
Egg Robo! Wow!
Well,
the other thing is that
yeah.
Illumination sequels are fucking terrible because they have nothing to prove. If this first Mario movie is a success, here's the thing. Making a Mario movie gave Illumination something to prove, so they did a really nice job on it. But we've seen, when Illumination have nothing to prove anymore and
This
they know they
isn't
can make the money...
Illumination.
This is Nintendo.
It
is
This
Illumination.
is a Nintendo movie
No,
made by
this is-
Illumination. Make
Yes.
no
It's a
mistake about
collaboration
that.
between the two,
Oh,
but
no.
Illumination's
Yeah,
identity is all over the
Nintendo's not
fucking
gonna
thing.
just. Well, you think Miyamoto's just gonna go? Oh, we're hands off on this one. Make an Illumination.
Well,
Illumination.
now
will still
Nintendo
say-
don't have the same thing to prove. All I'm saying is, this Mario movie had a lot to prove, so it's no wonder it came out as strong as it did. I don't trust a lot of animated sequels, and I certainly don't trust an animated sequel that is helmed, even if in part, by Illumination. Now, for Nintendo, this would be their
Why would
first
that
sequel,
matter?
okay?
I,
Why would it matter?
It's not like they can't
Because
animate.
again, like,
there's
I'm
a lot more
only
to it than that.
speculating. I'm only speculating at the end of the day, and I'm fully aware of that. But I do not trust a sequel to this. I'll believe it when I see it if it comes out good. But the other thing is they did a smart thing with Mario as the main character in this. They made him kind of the audience surrogate. It's his origins, so he's entering this and thinks it's all as wild and wacky as the audience does. You've now lost that now that he's familiar with all of this. So in the second one, what can you really do? The only thing I could
Pup,
say is because
Pup.
Luigi did
Pup.
fuck all in this movie.
Luigi's Mansion.
You know,
Pup,
maybe
Pup,
you could-
Pup, for the love of God, you were just complaining about how it was too like safe Mario story. They just got to tell a story.
I didn't
So,
fucking...
like-
what?
Oh, hold on. I would say if we
Why
did-
would it
we
be
did-
bad? You just said all the reasons why this wasn't as good as it could be because it was too base
No,
level
you are.
Mario.
I feel like you are deliberately misinterpreting me here. What the basic thing I'm saying is, like, yes, that's a critique I have, but I would still argue that this film absolutely works. I just don't think if they do kind of...
But if they never
lot-
did the things that you're complaining about is that they never did it, then why wouldn't that just work in a sequel? You're saying, how would they do a sequel? Why would the sequel be good? The sequel could be good because they could do all the things that you felt like you wanted in the first movie.
I mean, yeah, they could, but I just don't know if they will.
I mean, I could just-
They have to.
I could just say, like, so one of the the Paper Mario and just the Mario RPGs in general were brought up as like examples of how you can have different stories in the Mario universe and still tell them well. One of the things that those games have done really, really well with, and anybody who's played RPG, Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, they can agree. Letting the games do more things with Bowser besides Bowser as villain. That's very, very easy.
So Paper Mario.
Yeah, just like bring. I said Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, and Mario RPG. Like all of them do. Bowser is bad, but Bowser is not the biggest bad of the story. Like all of them do that.
Imagine if a big sword just comes out of the sky and just lands in.
The Smithy gang is the enemies of the second Mario movie.
And
I'll take it.
I want them.
Dude, I would fucking. They could go full Super Sentai with the Axum Rangers.
I want them to do a bunch of references from the RPGs and still leave Gino out.
I did want to say, Pup did mention we are running. We have been talking about this for like an hour.
I figured this would be our most popular subject. Like, it's on everybody's mind right now. You know.
It is. But maybe once everybody's gotten a chance to see it, we can have a more in-depth, like, big ol' spoiler cast.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I will say though, and I do say this in my own review, which I'll hopefully have up tomorrow or sometime. I was just like, you know, at the end of the day, like, I'm sick and tired of people talking about like the video game movie curse. So, like, we're well beyond that point. It's
been dead for a while.
I mean, like at this point, it's like we moved like, oh, movies are like a secondary thing compared to like the masterful shows we've gotten that are cinematic quality. You know, like peak of the peak kind of shit.
You're like Sonic Prime.
Like that's been as far back as Castlevania.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, that show.
I don't think either the Sonic or Sonic 2 or Mario has everything completely perfect, but I will say though, like as a kid in the 90s who was desperate for like a good Sonic movie, and fucking man, that Mario movie pissed me off something fierce as a little baby boy.
There's no Mario elements in it.
I left that
Yes,
theater
there
as a
is.
child.
They've got reptiles, they got mushrooms, they got cars, they got Mario and Luigi and Daisy. It's plenty of Mario movies.
My final thoughts on the Mario movie, despite any issues that I have with it, and I don't usually like making this excuse, but sometimes I do have to take a step back. When I was walking up to the theater, I saw a dad talking to his daughter about what it was like playing through the game and being like, oh yeah, and Toad would be like, your princess is in another castle. And it just put a smile on my face. And I was just like, that's what this was about.
This is exactly that. Like that. Like, here's the thing. And like people are like trying to put like, oh, it's made for Mario fans. Does anybody have any idea how many Mario fans are out there? Like
this is made for like for every generation of Mario fans.
Nintendo can swing that dick around because it's like, no, we don't need to make it for anybody else. This was exactly what they intended it to be.
Dude, we had everything from Cat Mario to Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
like something I was kind of going to say is I think this movie absolutely speaks to the power of Mario in that obviously, it is something that is geared up with a lot in there for fans. I would still go as far as to say the movie is ultimately made for fans. It's also made for kids too. Obviously, I get that. But it does feel like it is made 100% with the fans in mind. It feels like it's made by fans. Now, what I'm going to say here is kind of, I think that works for Mario. I think that speaks to the power of Mario because anyone that is familiar with Mario, which is basically everyone in the entire fucking world, is going to understand the references that are on display here. Like, I've only played a handful of Mario games. It's more than fucking 3, you assholes. But I have played...
You just played
it's
the original
more than
Super
fucking
Mario Brothers.
How many
days ago?
How many did you actually finish?
I mean, I didn't finish a lot because I'm an adult and I have other things to do.
Right.
But
you just got to sit in a hotel room and play fucking Sonic Frontiers during a...
Yeah, because Sonic Frontiers is
to another country.
Fun,
you go to
right?
another country. You go to another country to play fucking Sonic Frontiers. Good job.
They had the DLC come out. What the fuck do you want from me? We weren't doing anything. I was around plenty. But
explore Boston.
I did explore fucking Boston.
You're like, I'm exploring Kronos Island.
Look, bitch. I came to fucking Fogo, all right?
You did come.
Sorry, wait. Sorry.
And it was the worst Fogo
It was
ever.
the worst photo experience we've had.
We'll talk about
Dog
that
shit.
later.
Yeah.
Anyways, before you fucking act like an asshole, what I was gonna say is you don't have to play a lot of Mario games to get the references here, because Mario is so deeply ingrained in pop culture that you're gonna get it regardless.
There's a lot you're not gonna get though if you're not like if you haven't, regardless of story, if you haven't played through most of them, there's probably a lot of shit you'll miss.
But even then,
not catch.
if you're not necessarily familiar with it, it still speaks quite well to the world building. I feel like if you were to take someone who's never fucking played a Mario game in their entire life, has no fucking idea who Mario is, I don't think that person exists. But if you were to take that person and sit them down in front of this movie, I think they'd come away saying, wow, what a creative little world. What a visually inventive little thing this is. And I think that just speaks to the power of Mario. It's why I'm saying, even if this doesn't have the things that would typically constitute a compelling narrative or good characters or anything like that, it's a movie that absolutely speaks to the power of its IP. And I think there is room for that in cinema. I don't think it's the kind of film that should fucking take over because IP masturbation is fucking rampant in Hollywood. But there's a place for this kind of movie. And I think the Mario movie is a very good example of what that could be.
Yeah, I just mean that there's like, if there's stuff that you haven't, if a lot of it you haven't played, there's a lot of stuff that you might not pick up on or miss. Like literally what I said earlier about the whole girl boss thing. Like the thing that you got from that, I got something different from that because from my perspective, Peach has been a playable character for so long that.
Oh yeah, I
that's
literally
what I
never
got
at
from
any
it.
point said that she shouldn't be physically capable. Just let her bake a cake or something.
I'm just saying I got a different vibe from it only because there's been so many, like I preferred to play, everybody usually preferred to play as Peach or Luigi in fucking Mario 2 because they were OP.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
she's playable in that game. She's playable in 3D World.
Super Paper
There's
Mario.
Super
She's
Princess
also
Peach. Yeah.
way easier to platform with than Super Paper
I'm
Mario.
referring
I do
not
also
so much
think-
to what she does, but like just the very personality, I guess, doesn't feel very in line with Peach. And it feels more like a stereotype.
I would say that it does feel...
I don't think it's changed as much. I think it's similar to Mario.
Let Wayne speak.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I was initially worried that it was just gonna feel like Daisy, but like in a Princess Peach outfit.
Yeah.
And that's not really what I got from the movie, but it does still kind of leave me feeling a little bit like, what are you gonna do with Daisy if you bring her in? Like maybe crank her personality up a little. But also on Pup's thing, like, hey, Peach could be a badass, but yeah, let her be a little girly too. Like that was kind of part of her thing. Let her during one scene in particular when she does her little dress floaty thing, that was perfect because it capped off everything with like that side of Peach that we kind of know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I feel like a lot of media's afraid to let capable women characters also be a little girly. And
yeah, it's a criticism that's been leveled against the more modern depictions of Amy Rose.
I do think
I'm starting to feel like it's just getting predictable now, you know? It's like you've got, the adaptation of the popular IP, but they took the girl character and removed any potentially girly interests and stuff like that, made her completely shy away from those more girly traits and stuff. I'm not saying she can't
has a heart in her hair.
Yeah,
so she's not devoid of it. She's not devoid
act like it then, you know?
I want to say I was worried about it a little bit, and I feel like she was handled a lot better than I was expecting.
I agree.
Yeah.
She was. I mean, she still has to be a ruler, and she did a
That's
great job.
That's what I was gonna get. That's what I was gonna get at. So like, because in the games, most of the games, I'm your mama. She's
I don't want that.
Like that's what you get from
She's
Peach.
just kind of-
but it's
just
like
kind of
there was always
always-
straight up bimbofication. Like let's be
Yeah.
real.
And in
we
that-
don't.
in
We
that
don't.
I agree with that
Sunshine
entirely.
Peach.
in that universe, it was always like, all right, well, she's the princess. Like, what does that mean? Because really, she's not a princess; she's a queen.
Yeah.
In actuality, so like in this movie, they established that like she in this universe was crowned a ruler over much less capable physical beings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yep.
I think that's why she couldn't just be.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be that. I do not want her to
but-
be that.
I mean, that's kind of like the Peach we got in like old school Mario RPG when like her toads are just like, "Hey, please just stay in your bedroom where bad things can't happen to you." And she just like sneaks out the window like, "No, I'm gonna go beat up some Koopas."
And
I mean, yeah.
again,
Whenever
guess that-
whenever I play a Mario game and I see Peach and I rescue her or whatever, I'm just like, this bitch ain't worth it, you know. But like,
well, it's like I guess to give her some credit, like even in extended media, Peach has always been a little bit of a go-getter. Like she's I mean, just look at the Nintendo Power comic.
I think they go back and forth a lot.
Not even
with
that. Like if this version of Bowser and this version of Peach, read the old Super Mario Adventures manga.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
It is that, and it's great.
Yeah, that's this version of Peach. Yeah, and I think it's well realized. Sorry, I feel like I keep feeding into this. We keep saying we're gonna try to move on.
We do have to move on here soon.
A Sonic podcast for the classic mod.
Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it, and we did compare it to Sonic a couple times. You're all
Mario
fine.
is a Sonic character at the end of the day.
Sonic is a Nintendo character as far as everyone tries to make him out to be, so it's fine.
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of wish Sonic the Hedgehog would just get murdered.
Oh.
Which brings us into our next topic.
Segue.
How many people here have played Murder Sonic?
I'm going to sit this one out.
Regrettably, I think only...
What is that, your fucking catchphrase, Gilly?
I think only Nick and Pup have actually...
Well, I could talk more if you didn't always talk over me.
And Nick and Poop. You want to fucking talk, Gilly?
Oh, God, I love you guys.
Oh, my God.
All right, so on May... No, not May, that's next time. March.
It was March 31st.
We get this random tweet saying that they've heard our feedback and they're going to change the direction of Sonic over on Sonic Twitter. We had a discussion about last week, and we literally said last week, by the time our next episode comes around, we will probably have something to talk about. And to be fair, we did safely predict, like, it's probably both a joke and something that we can actually examine. And that's what it was. It turns out it's Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, a little visual
I was just
novel
like,
on
why
Steam.
would you joke about listening to feedback? But like,
I mean,
by the way, how do we talk about this? Is this going to be a spoiler thing?
No.
No, we're not going to
very
spoil
briefly.
anything.
I want.
It was Big the Cat because lol, funny.
I did just really briefly just want to see what you thought about it, Pup, and then we can kind of carry on because I'm going to do my own video on it very, very soon here. A little bit more spoiler.
Well, you already know what I think about it. I told you.
You want to tell?
Oh my God!
Well, cut.
Do you want to tell the class?
No. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll share with the class for show and tell. So, this is my video game, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It is published by Sega and was made by the social media team. That was meant to be a child accent, but I feel like it drifted into a few different categories there. I thought The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, okay, wait, where do we even begin with this thing? Because, like, again, April Fool's thing. I think it's kind of surreal that for an April Fool's prank, they dropped on us a 2-hour point-and-click adventure, which is as long as Sonic Forces, bear in mind, for free. And it's good. Like, really fucking good. The artwork is really bloody good. It's got its own devoted soundtrack, which is actually pretty goddamn solid in places.
Is it Doki Doki Sonic Club?
And I don't care. But like you know, all the characters are here, and you know, it's been a time in Sonic history lately where there's definitely been like Sega kind of investing more stock into. Okay, who are these characters? You know, reinvigorating their importance in this universe. And if Sonic Frontiers kind of did that with, you know, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog seems to do that. And I don't know how much of this is just the social media team have a really good grasp on these characters. How much of this is like, you know, were they working within Sega mandate to do this? But even so, like, I thought the characterizations across the board, some of the best they've ever been, you know? And, you know, like, it's a really good little game in its own right. Like, it's no replacement for a mainline Sonic game. I'm seeing people saying, oh, this is better than Frontiers. It's like, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't go that far. But, like, it's still a really solid little visual novel, effectively. There's this little mini side game thing that you have to do from time to time, which is like a special stage. And that's pretty cool. You know, they do some pretty cool stuff with that. Yeah, on a whole, it's a good little story with good characterization. I like the dynamic of having to interrogate Sonic characters. That's not really something we've ever had before. Yeah, there you go. You wanted a Sonic dating sim. This is the closest you're gonna get.
It's a cute little thing, and I really hope it gets Sonic fans to try other fucking genres of video games.
Visual novels are something that I feel like has been popping up more and more recently. I mean, hell, Tron is actually getting a little bit of a comeback as a visual novel of all things.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's gonna fail. I like.
Well,
I'm sorry,
Tron.
but
Of course, it's Tron. It's gonna fail. Everything
Yeah,
Tron fails.
it's going to bomb. I adore Tron. Tron Legacy is a good movie. Fuck all of you. But it is gonna bomb. But it was cute seeing something like that done. You can kind of see just from the artwork and everything, like what the overall tone of it is actually going to be. And I remember some people just hearing it at first glance were just like, "What is this going to be, like a horror game or something?" I'm like, no, not at all. It's going to be adorable. But I just love when we see like a social media group or like a company does an April Fool's thing, but they actually, instead of just like faking you out by saying like, oh, here's this thing that we're going to make, and then surprise, we're not doing that. They're like, here's just this little thing we're just dropping on you, and it's just meant to be silly.
Yeah, and
It was a little treat, and I will say this: I was expecting something more along the leagues of like Big's Big Adventure that they did, where it's all like meme humor and stuff. But no, this is all a fully in-universe, fully in-canon thing, even though they make loads of jokes about whether or not it's canon on like the Steam description, so I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, I see no reason why this shouldn't be canon. But it's a great bit of world building for Sonic. It shows us a little bit of what birthdays are like, little leisure activities in this universe. And it's something where it's like, I would love more of this, not as like a replacement to the mainline games, but like, I wouldn't necessarily want a fully Christmas-themed Sonic game. But at the same time, I feel like this kind of game here would be a good vehicle to show us what does Christmas look like in Sonic's universe? What does Halloween look like in Sonic's universe? Do seasonal things like this. And like, it's also just kind of cute that it's like, you know, the social media team worked on this and they delivered us a really good little product here. Like, these are the people that you will connect with if you get a response from the Sonic Facebook page, effectively. You know, these are the people that made this game, and that's kind of nice to see. It kind of gives you a bit of a, I don't know, close connection with it. And I think that's also partially why there's been such an outpouring of love to this one. It's kind of like, there's a supreme gratitude when you get a freebie that's of this level, and it's developed by people who are legitimately fans of the character and don't always do, like, the game stuff directly, basically, you know?
Yeah, I think it goes to show, and it's been showing us time and time again. Like, I've seen a lot of heat for the social media team because they had the audacity to make fun of fucking '06. But, like, these are people that just love this franchise. And I think Sega has hired a lot of talented motherfuckers that can really show how good these characters and these games and these stories can be if they just let them off the leash, you know? Like, I really do think they could just keep that going, because there's so much genuine love for, I think, the entire legacy here. Like, I saw hints of the Freedom Fighters, for God's sakes, in this thing. Like, there's just love for all of the franchise right here. And it really is just a labor of love from a small handful of very, very talented people. And again, it just, like, sorry to be a negative Nancy here, it does make me feel like maybe it's time to kind of pass the torch a little bit here, Sonic team. Maybe it's time to hand off to some new, fresh, talented people that are desperate to make good Sonic products. But the fact of the matter is, like, Sega is allowing this to happen, and that's pretty cool.
And I will say, I do like the turn that I've been seeing in the social media team and just how Sonic kind of treats itself. It's like, yeah, the self-referential humor and everything was funny for a little bit, but eventually the Sonic 06 jokes did get stale, and it really only perpetuated what was. That's just the thing that just, God, everybody just keeps going back to. It's the next time I see a magazine or a website bring up the Elise and Sonic kiss, I'm just gonna, like, I just want to put them into a blender because they can't think up a single other thing to bring up about this franchise at this point. But the Sonic social media group perpetuated that, and they helped solidify the public image that Sonic was a joke. There were other factors involved with that as well, but they certainly did not help quell that fire.
I think it did, though.
And it's nice to see things.
I think having a bit of humility is a good fucking thing, and having a self-awareness of like where we are, how we got here. But I think it's also time. I do agree with you, Wayne. I also think it's also time to be like, hey, there's also good stuff from it, though.
And that's my thing is I do agree with you, Nick. I think that there was definitely a place for that within reason. I just think that it maybe went on a little too long, it was just a little overdone. That's all I mean by that. And it's just good to see the positivity. It warms my heart. I don't like 06. I loved seeing the artwork of Silver and Elise, and
me too. 100%.
Yeah, I like seeing like just do more positive stuff with things, even if we didn't originally like them.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of finally easing into that, and that's kind of what, like, that. Sorry to bring it back to Mario, but I kind of hope that's what Sonic learns from Mario, because, sorry guys, this has literally been the entire franchise's history. They always take some notes from the Mario franchise. They always do.
Yeah.
And Sega's going to be paying attention to how well that Mario movie does. There's no two ways around it. And I hope some of the takeaway there is, hey, maybe we need to quit being so prideful and understand this is a big franchise. Has a long legacy, and regardless of the, its place in video game history or media history, it's all worth celebrating. So let's loosen up a little bit. Let's expand this world, let it breathe, and let it flourish. I think Sonic's in a good place, and I think these are more signs that it can continue to grow and be even better than what it is.
Yeah, I'm feeling nothing but optimistic lately.
Yeah.
It's like there'll always be a small bit of concern. I have my issues with how Origins Plus still, but even with that, like, there's some things that I was like delightfully surprised to see were still going on. Like, headcanon and even stealth are still involved with the development of that. That's great.
Nuts.
And that surprised the hell out of me, but hey, like you said, humility is a good thing, and I feel like Sega's showing a bit more of that, but I think that they're starting to place that humility in better places.
I agree completely. And I'm really hoping, because this was like clearly like an April Fool's joke, but like they put their heart and soul in there, and I think
April Fool's joke they went hard with.
Yeah, but I think like that's the thing about the social media team that I don't think enough people appreciate, because they're still bitter that Aaron Weber, who clearly loves Sonic, had the audacity to make some dumb jokes here and there. Like, that dude understands Sonic. Like, he understands it back and forth, and like he's still working a little bit quieter now in Sega of Japan. But like, I do feel ever since like he's gotten moved up and Katie's taken his place and everything, I do feel like that side of Sonic's getting more and more involved, and I'm very thankful for it. I kind of lost my point there, but my point is, like, I think they every single time these guys get a shot at doing anything like project related, they go balls to the wall with it. Just as we found out, Mania really only happened because Aaron pushed as hard as he did to get that thing out the door, and that's really awesome. And I think that was the same case here.
Sometimes when there's something you've done that the world is laughing at as well, on the topic of, like, them perpetuating it, because I was listening a little bit while I was on the toilet. I think sometimes the best thing you can do when the world is laughing at you is laugh with them, But I do agree that the jokes did go on for a little bit, and I certainly did not like that whole thing of, like, Sonic Colors. Sonic finally finds its footing in 3D. It's like, oh, come on, have some self-respect, man, You did that all the way back in Adventure. But, like,
yeah, confidence is sexy.
Confidence is sexy, Sonic. So, go for it. But, like, I don't know. I think, I don't, hate too much of what the social media team have done. And I think this game is a really good example of, like, another area of Sonic's, stuff, effectively, coming into play, getting the spotlight, and doing a really nice job. And yeah, I got a lot of love for the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Is there anything else that we kind of moved on to in this conversation that I could maybe touch upon?
I think we kept it pretty vague for Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't, like most people here haven't played the game, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's like, and we got to share our thoughts on like the social media aspect and kind of how the brand is lifting itself up and stuff like that. That being said, I've been on my soapbox enough today; it's starting to rot under my feet. So to hand it over to you guys, y'all went to PAX. What were some experiences you had over there?
We went to Fogo and it wasn't very good.
We had to forego the
I
chow.
feel bad for Jordan though. Like that.
Oh no,
place is
like
so
he.
important. That place is so.
I
Important.
mean, put it this way, I enjoyed it, like because I made the rookie error.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was still a solid ass meal, but like that, yeah.
Well, I made a rookie error of eating everything that was offered to me in the first place. Like Gilly was saying, "Oh no, you gotta wait as different things come around." Whereas there's like beef, yep, fucking put it on the plate. Beef, yep, stick it on the fucking plate.
I'm gonna wait to talk about Fogo because whenever Gilly comes back, he's going to rampage right through that narrative. So I'll.
But also, like Jordan Fringe got all of our bloody meals.
Yeah,
what an absolute king!
Yeah, he really is. He's one of the sweetest dudes I've met so far.
No, he's a super sweet dude. Like it was an absolute pleasure meeting him.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as PAX is concerned, yeah, I had a great time. If I do it again, I'm definitely going to reconsider how I do it because that was easily the most expensive trip I've taken thus far for any of these conventions or expos or anything like that. That was viciously expensive.
That's the experience that I had as well. Was just like between the price of everything at the convention, between the price of fucking parking everywhere in Boston, like just I got absolutely wiped out.
Yeah,
and I actually I did some streams to earn enough money beforehand. Like I specifically had a budget set aside for this, and it just was not enough to cover everything because I just was not expecting how much the cost was going to be.
And I just sat there in my little blanket fort, just like I paid for this entirely in free editing commissions.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to pay for another person next time around. Not happening. That was way too much fucking money.
And that'll be $600 for your next commission.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Unless you let me pet your dogs for a few days, in which case it's all free.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I will say for my part, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with all the games I wanted to. The line for the Necrodancer sequel was way too long. So I didn't get to play like the one thing that I really wanted to play there.
Whoa, wait. They're making Is Crypto the Necrodancer getting a sequel?
Yeah. It's a sequel, but it's going to be in the vein of Guitar Hero. It's weird.
Oh, interesting.
It looks cool, and it's the one thing I saw that I was like, I need to get my hands on that. And I was not able to because the line was too much. But like
I need to put the fan on, it's warm in here. I'll be right back.
For me though, the way the con was structured is there was the video game half that ended at 6 p.m. every day, and then there was the card game half that ended at midnight every day. And I didn't stay till midnight because I wanted to hang out with everybody else each time, but like I spent a lot of time in the card game half just very fucking pleased.
My man paid all that money to come and play cards.
And you played you didn't pay the money, but you sat down and played Sonic Frontiers, so you know what?
I went and played demos around the halls.
And I did as well, just not as many as I would have liked.
It's just kind of.
I'm the best. Leave me be. I'm the best.
I'm there to.
I'm the best.
Oh my god, there to meet people and try out their games and everything. And I had a pretty good time doing that. I didn't really give a shit about waiting in line for things that are going to be popular anyway. Like Nintendo had a giant booth there of games that are a decade old. Like I'm good. I'm fine on that front. No, but I did meet a lot of really talented and creative people and got to play their games, and I had a really good time with that. Me and Pup played both this game called Autopsy Simulator.
Autopsy Simulator. It's kind of like Batman Arkham meets Surgeon Simulator.
they do have like horror elements in it. Like there's a narrative surrounding everything that's happening, and
Yeah, there's a plot.
yeah, and it's gruesomely detailed too with the
dev though, he told
That
me
sounds
that if you
awesome.
don't want the horror fantasy plot, you can literally just go into a list of autopsies and just do the autopsies. So that's also an option as well if you're not interested in the plot, which I think is a
I
great
think that's clever.
accommodation.
I was gonna say like if you just want that one part, yeah, I don't know how well this game's gonna do, but that's brilliant. Yeah, just turning it off. That's smart.
It does have like an overarching story, like there is a horror mystery going on, but like you are a guy that works in doing autopsies. I don't know what that's called. I think it's a mortician if I'm not mistaken, but you go in there, he's like, "Oh, where did I put my coffee this morning?" You go look for the coffee, and then it's like you'll go in there and like you have to slice the guy open. It's like, "Oh, let's use this tool to examine this vital organ." And like as someone who loves body horror stuff, like when I was a kid growing up, it's like I always asked for Christmas for something brain related. Like give me a little squishy brain or something. I remember I had this plaster cast thing of a brain, and you just like put the plaster in, and you get a fucking brain out of it, and you paint it. And I had a whale of a time with that shit. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, literally never fucking cared about biology in school, but I'd buy biology sets when I was young because it's like organs. So this game is right up my street purely for the reason it's like, hey, playing with organs, that's awesome. But yeah, no, I had a great time with that. I did interview the dev as well, so you can expect that soon. I am working on a little PAX documentary. It's got interviews with some of the devs, some of the people on the convention floor, and yeah, that'll be coming eventually, as well as a little short film about pigeons.
I will say I am insanely jealous that you boys got to talk to the folks over at Yacht Club. They are one of my favorite developers, indie or not, and just kind of going into I want to cover Shovel Knight stuff at some point. I really would have liked to have met them, but yeah, did you guys get to chat with them much?
we
we'll
wait
chatted with
for
one of the
Gilly.
people who didn't.
Yeah, we'll wait for Gilly to come back. He's
true,
buddies
yeah.
with one of them.
Which
who
folks
got
were
me.
Yacht Club? Which game did they have on the show floor going on?
Probably would have been Mina, but they were also the developers.
They had Shovel Knight
Shovel
and
Knight.
Mina. They had Shovel Knight and Mina.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I met them then, did I?
You met one of them.
One of them.
You definitely did.
Yeah.
Were they not the ones that had the game with the crazy fat cat for a boss fight?
What?
Okay, so it wasn't them.
maybe. One of them.
Wait, talking about Castle Crashers?
Is there a crazy fat cat?
Okay, no, I think I've got the wrong thing here. My memory's a bit whapped, but
No,
Again, just devs of Shovel Knight.
I wish I had like all the paper crap that I kept running into. I left that floor like I was surprised like how expensive things were for you in their servers because like it's not like a standard convention, where you're just running around like buying stuff off of a show floor. Like this is a proper expo where people are showing off the things they're working on. But I got a lot of silly like merch crap. Like they were just handing out like Angry Foot.
Yeah.
I got a foot, which is awesome, and a little chicken hat for Story Seasons.
I think for me, the thing is that like there's one of the things I do as a Magic card collector is there's different alternate artworks for certain cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be hard to find those artworks. So what I did is I went vendor to vendor, looking through their entire inventories, looking for the specific alternate artworks for stuff for the deck that I'm actually going to be playing tonight when we're done to Sunset City.
That's valid. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
There were like a couple of vendors there, and I did end up spending a couple $100 just with random crap. I had so much crap. I was like, oh, I don't need to bring much with us. And I literally had to go buy luggage at a Goodwill just to get all the crap that we got.
Yeah,
I was there for that.
You got so much crap that I still have your crap in my car.
I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. I got some big ass Nerf guns over here. I don't feel bad about it at all.
This man had so much stuff that he handed me an entire stack of HD DVDs he bought that day.
Yeah, it's
for no reason.
I mean, what? Just because they're HD.
What do you mean for no reason?
He did not initially buy these and go, "These are for Wayne."
No, he didn't.
Yeah, no, I was going to add to my own
Nick,
collection, but I was like, fuck it. Wayne deserves it.
In
He just got his
Iceland-
HD DVD thing.
I appreciate it.
In Iceland, they
I
have
love these.
an international lava eating contest. We have to go.
You have fun, buddy. No, but like I got a great Sonic backpack.
I want to send pictures of it to the fucking back rooms.
It's just movie Sonic in the shape of a backpack with these little dangly arms and legs. I posted on Twitter. It is ugly in the most beautiful way possible. I adore it. And got these little Ninja Turtle acrylic popsicles, so it's kind of melty and everything like that, which just looks great on a shelf. And then a couple of like, I don't know if it's convention exclusive games. Like I'm holding one of them right now. At least like Limited Run and all those guys, like they will like run around with like convention exclusive covers for some of their games. So I got Force Unleashed in like this VHS case, which was kind of cool. And then I also got
Cute.
Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator
That's a title.
for the Switch. It just looks so insane. I just had to grab it, and I did, and I'll either stream it or use it for some kind of.
Guys,
Okay,
check
I'll-
the back
I'll
rooms.
tune
I
in
just
for that.
posted
That sounds
pictures
awesome.
of the Iceland International Lava Eating Contest.
I will when I'm not streaming. It's fine. Yeah, I had a pretty good time.
You know that's AI generated, right?
It's gotta be, right?
It's made with Mid Journey. It's AI generated.
Yeah, well, let's make it a reality.
I assumed it wasn't real
Like
since
that
that would
idea.
just kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm looking at
Quickly.
these people here, and I'm thinking your face has got to be permanently fucked up after that.
I mean, yeah.
Please
Oh,
tell me you
sorry.
didn't think this was real at first.
A part of me did wonder.
Excuse me, boys. I'll be right back.
Of course,
I am-
Stevie's in the chat. Organ Trading Sim rips. There's not a
should,
game.
should I put her in timeout?
I can't. There's not a game out there that she's not aware of. Like she was.
I don't think it was called that though.
Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
I'm thinking of a different thing.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of cool games out there. Gerard, a completionist. Does anyone remember the game he was helping promote? Because
Elsie.
Yes,
Yeah, that was a fun
Elsie.
little time.
It was
too.
Elsie.
Yeah, we all got a chance to play around with that a little bit.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that when it comes out because it feels like Shantae and the Pirate's Curse just to a T, except it's procedurally generated. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun because I like roguelikes and I love Shantae. So put them together and I'm
reminded
just
me more
happy.
of, God damn it, I wish Gilly was here. There's like all these games I want to talk about. Wayne, what's that kind of spiritual successor series to Mega Man Zero?
Celeste.
No, what? Mega Man Zero?
My brain. Also, Wayne literally just said he was going AFK.
Of course, all the Mega Man people are gone. Yeah, but it
Reminded me a little of Spark the Electric Jester 1 in a good way.
Well, that's got a lot of Sonic and Mega Man in there too. Gunvolt, yes, thank you, Charles. Just in there, yeah, it's very Gunvolt, like, and maybe even a little bit of a Mighty Number 9 in there as well, because you can like dash through enemies and shit like that. Like it's
So the parry's very satisfying.
Yeah, no, it's a
I love
very
the parry
frantic-
system in that game.
Yeah, it's a very frantic game, very very frantic game. It's really fun.
Very distinct art style as well.
Yeah, all good shit. I'm trying to think of what other games I tried there. Pup, what was that dog game we played? Do you remember?
The Lost Paws.
Lost Paws. Beautiful artwork with their postcards and everything like that. Very rudimentary. I was pretty disappointed when I actually sat down and played with it because it looked like they had all this beautiful art. Everything looks great with it, and I know it's not finished, but like they're planning on releasing it next month.
It felt like a shit post, and that made me happy because I was just like, okay, I can headbutt this fucking store clerk and then piss on him. That's awesome. Like
Did either of you
I
get a
tried
chance-
to rob a gas station, and the police came and beat me up, and I was like, my god, I just saw a dog get beaten up in front of my very eyes. But like, it's in such a simple sort of almost embryonic art style that like it doesn't fucking matter. But I had fun with it. I had fun with it from the perspective of like it's a goofy ass game that isn't really necessarily taking itself seriously. And I don't know if it is meant to mirror the artwork or not, but at the same time I do kind of get what Nick is saying, like for definite. We'll see, but as it is, I chatted with the devs. I actually got an email from them the other day as well asking me about, doing a demo and stuff like that. So hell yeah, fuck it,
Yeah.
Did either of you get a chance to play the big con while you were there?
No, I'm
Dog game.
not. What's that?
It was a adventure game. One of the yacht club dev that we did hang out with. The devs that she was hanging out with were one of them was the ones who worked on the Big Con. It was an adventure game about like just trying to steal money from random people's pockets, but then also trying to help them with their problems. So like you'd find this father who's trying to comfort his child, and you're sitting there trying to resolve his problems to like get his kid to stop crying, but at the same time you're trying to find a way to like fucking steal his wallet. It was a charming little game. I got to play through the demo of it while I was there and got a recording of it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. There is, man, like this was just a nice appreciation for like just how creative games can be. I think I still get too caught up just in Sonic stuff because the job is what it is. And I do love Sonic. I genuinely do, as much as I whine about not doing other stuff. But like even like the bigger AAA scene is still kind of a mess right now. But like going a bit further out from there, it just showed me like how expansive the tool set has gotten for people to really get out there with some wild ideas. And I had a great time seeing all those really flourish there.
I'm gonna be honest. As much as I'm enjoying, like the Resident Evil 4 remake right now as just good AAA game, the AAA games industry for the most part to me has kind of been a dead prospect for the last few years.
The biggest games
whereas like
of this year are all remakes.
Whereas like I'm gonna be honest, just running around PAX, my appreciation for the indie scene and the fact that all of the games that I loved when I was growing up, the types of games that I enjoyed when I was growing up, those are still being made. They're just being made by smaller devs who have a passion for the same exact kind of games that I did when I was growing up. So like I'm as bent out of shape as I can personally be and jaded about how microtransaction heavy and bullshit the modern gaming market is. The indie scene's basically got me covered there, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. And that's why I don't really talk shit on Minecraft or I mean now it is it's grown to the point where Microsoft owns it or Among Us or anything like that, where kids will still find those fun experiences, and they don't need to be multi-million-dollar insane things where we need to excuse no games should cost this much money. Oh, and also we should have $200 special editions and microtransactions. All the stupid crap I hear all the time about that. It's like, yeah, or, you just go play a fun-ass game with a unique art style, and it doesn't need to be that taxing on anything you're playing it on. It can just be fun.
It just needs to be a good-ass time. And if the devs have a lot of passion, and there's not a fuck ton of corporate oversight making them make silly ass decisions about how they monetize the game, then you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good fucking time.
Yeah. It was.
I fucking hate video games.
I didn't play the Toxic Avenger game, but I did. Or what's it called? Is it
Toxic Avengers?
Is it Toxic Avengers? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Toxic Avengers.
It was not called that. It was definitely not called that. It was something.
I think that's just the cartoon. Or it could have been the cartoon. I don't know, but like that. I mean, they based it off that old Saturday morning cartoon nobody talks about anymore. I got the goo from them though. I was really excited about that.
Yeah, we got the ooze. Which smelled like lime.
Crusaders.
Yeah. That's the one. And I also got Devolver was there. Devolver had a beautiful booth, as per usual. I'm glad they've grown. I'm glad they've grown as much as they have.
They've had, because they had the big Cult of the Lamb theater booth, right?
Yes, I got some codes for some PAX exclusive followers. I really need to play that game. I was going to buy the Switch version, but I hear that's kind of... Ugh.
No, you want to play that... So, like, that game is designed to stream. Like, that's what that game's built for. You want to play that game on a PC, and you want to play that game while you're live on Twitch or something,
but
because it's...
a pretty box.
Then just get it both. You're already going to do it anyway. You know you are. Just fucking do it.
I got Weird West because I missed the green version because they came in like multiple colors depending on the character. And I was like, I like the idea, like the name Weird West. I like Wild West themed things when it's twisted into like a weird supernatural kind of a deal. And then I bought it for the PS5, which I don't have yet, so that was pretty cool.
Man, I really want the international lava eating contest to become a real thing. Do you think I could organize it?
I don't think so. I will say As much as I'm happy that Cult of the Lamb is doing well, because I like Devolver as a developer, I really want a Gungeon sequel. I really, really want that. And I don't think we're going to get that.
Is that not happening?
Is it? Because we had a mobile game called Exit the Gungeon.
I kind of get them all kind of mixed up at this point, like Gungeon and
There
all.
was a
Hey guys, remember Hello Neighbor?
No.
Yeah, I do. I played it once.
Yeah.
It was bad.
That indie game where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna turn this into a big franchise."
They did.
It all fucking sucks.
I don't like it, but they did.
What? Wait.
I mean, most of
Oh
the
yeah, like
most
they
of the
were
people
more
who do
focused
content
on-
on Hello Neighbor don't like it either.
they were more focused on the whole, "Oh, let's get a cartoon made," than actually making a good fucking game.
I'm gonna look this up real quick and see if we actually do have a because I guess technically it would be a third Gungeon game. I have a very hard time counting Exit because Exit's a mobile game.
I had a good time being next to the Boston Commons too. Like we had a good time just exploring that area and feeding animals things they probably shouldn't be eating, but
What, like lava?
or chips or popcorn. But they still had a good time, and therefore I had a good time. And it was fun watching Gilly emasculate an angry goose by just walking behind it and yelling at it so we could feed the rest of it.
Yeah, in front of its wife.
Yeah. while it chased after the two of them.
And the wife was like, "You don't talk to my Bobby that way. You don't talk to him like that."
What is,
Okay,
what- What's up?
I am definitely.
Was that
sad.
a Linda voice?
Kinda. Accidentally. You don't
I mean,
talk to my Bobby that way.
If
Linda's fine.
any voice of Pups ever sounds close to an official voice, that is the accident. The purpose is always going to be a worker. You know, that actually is pretty true.
You know what I love the most though from that trip? Pizza.
Yeah, of course you do. The fucking
Yeah.
New York
Oh,
was
dude,
probably
but the
your favorite part of the
sushi.
whole
I
trip.
had so much
The
pizza
sushi.
I puked more than once.
The sushi was so
Hey,
fucking good.
Hey,
No regrets.
Nick, you ever seen Invader Zim?
Yeah, I love Invader Zim.
You know what? Bloaty's Pizza Hog. I'm just thinking of him like getting home at the end of the night, just oh, I ate too much of the pizza.
That was my life for a little bit there, Wayne. You're not wrong. And as it
Dude,
turns
you
out,
literally just ate and then threw up
yeah,
multiple times.
yeah, I was really excited for East Coast pizza. It's been a lifelong dream to properly try New York pizza, and it did not disappoint, man. I had a phenomenal
dude.
time in Manhattan. I had a great
Oh,
time.
dude. Okay, on the subject of the New York trip,
Yeah, what was our first stop?
yeah,
What was our
yeah.
first stop, pup?
our first stop was Joe's Pizza. It was the pizza
Yeah.
place that was used in Spider-Man 2. Now, admittedly, the original location was Bleecker Street, but they did move the business over to Carmine Street, just a little down the road. But still, this is the business that Spider-Man got fired from. This is the business where Mr. Aziz would yell, "Go!" This was the fucking place where Peter was late. Oh, man.
I was a little
Oh, it made me
disappointed
so
after you
happy.
told me after the fact. I was like, wait, we're not. Like, I thought part of the fun was being on like a filming location.
No, it's the business, not so much the location. But we did see plenty of cool shit in there. Like, they got the sign up that says "As seen in Spider-Man." You've got, the picture of Tobey Maguire on the wall. Like, it was like, it's like the pilgrimage that every Spider-Man fan must at some point make, is not only going to New York but visiting Joe's Pizza, and it was a rite of passage for me.
Like that city is just like, it's always been like this mythical place because so much of what I love has taken place in New York. We got Spider-Man, we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we have the smash hit classic from 1998, Godzilla, and I gotta see where he died on the Brooklyn Bridge. Really sad. But yeah,
But also, remember when we were in the car and we turn a corner, it's like,
Wait,
it's
don't you mean
the
she?
Daily Bugle! It's the fucking Flatiron Building!
dude, like
what the fuck?
Some of those buildings, like, I mean, like, got vertigo just
It
looking
sneaks
up.
up on
It was
you.
so imposing. I was like, oh god.
And then you turn around when you're at the fucking Flatiron. You turn around and the Empire State Building's just fucking staring at you. And then they've got that really cool looking mystical fucking building. And we're like, oh, that looks cool. What's in there?
Oh,
Nick's
the
like,
math building?
Yeah. Nick's just like, oh yeah, it's the Museum of Mathematics or something. And you're like,
And we're
no.
I'm like,
oh man,
math sucks.
I was like, I expected something way cooler to be in there, and Surus was just like, well, technically, this city is built on mathematics. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, nerd. Give me a fucking lunch money, bro.
That was kind
come
of a
on.
running joke for the rest of the night. I'm looking at that fucking man.
Actually, this car was built on mathematics.
This is built on math.
Look at me.
Math is in everything we do.
Look at me,
Did you
I
know
like-
that you do algebra every day without even noticing it?
I like
what's
to mix
the
my numbers
foundation?
and letters like a dummy.
What's the foundation of this city? Bingo?
Oh, God damn it. Wayne,
You know it's bad when Wayne gets in on it.
where's everyone going? Bingo?
Oh man.
Actually, bingo is a game of mathematics as well.
We probably didn't see as much as we could have seen. We did show up there pretty late at night during a time of year where there's not going to be a lot of visitors, but I think we're all the better for it. I was really surprised. Like not only did we find parking, we didn't have to pay a single dollar for it, and then on
It
top
was
of that,
super quiet as well. Like,
Yep.
and we used the subway.
it was not crowded or anything.
and it cost a
did.
single dollar for each person.
Yep.
That's crazy. Out of Grand Central Station, I was like, oh, dude. Oh, God, that place was beautiful.
Man,
that was so
Public
cool.
Oh, yeah.
transportation sure sounds cool.
When I got
It
to
was.
fucking Grand Central Station, I was like, this is where Spider-Man fought the Scorpion in Spider-Man 1, the movie, the game. And like, the Chrysler building is just right there as well. I was like, oh, that is where the human spider sat and brooded over the death of Uncle Ben. Oh,
Godzilla
I'm
liked
I'm
this whole
honestly,
thing, and then they
uh,
blew it up in the movie.
I'm honestly with you there, pup. Like, I want to visit Grand Central Station because of that level from the game.
Dude,
Right?
it does not disappoint. I walked through there. It's just like imagining scorpions just jumping around. Everything. This was so cool. It was huge, and it's gorgeous, and it's articulate. It's beautiful. It's immaculate.
But also, when we saw the Statue of Liberty, admittedly at a great distance, but when we saw that, and just any normal person would just be like, Mademoiselle, a gift from France. Whereas I'm just like, that is where 3 generations of Spider-Man finally came together.
it's really
And
cool.
also where you fought Mysterio in Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game.
Just what I liked about the Statue of Liberty, just like I've seen a lot of the country, but there's still not a lot of just statues that big. I don't know. I like seeing landmarks that are a little bit more out there than
I looked at that thing, and I heard Mysterio's voice in my head being like, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses so that I can enslave them all. And I was like, there he is. There's my boy. Where's the fucking UFOs
I
at?
gotta
Where are the
say-
fucking UFOs? Where's the giant brain?
Fuck's sake. I thought the town would be bigger. I'll be honest.
You barely explored it. We stayed in one
We-
particular area.
I mean, we were south of Central Park, to be fair. I don't think it would
Yeah, we were
take
mainly in like the
that-
Chelsea area.
we saw a lot of things and we mostly just walked to them. Like everything we listed, we walked to all of it.
Well, yeah,
That's-
it's a walkable city. That's the point.
But I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
not the
I was
entire
expecting-
fucking island of Manhattan, but like that, like where the landmarks are. It does feel like they just selected one plot of land, which is like, yeah, let's put all the big buildings here. You know, like.
It just made me realize how crammed together everything is on that island. I still had a great time. It was really cool.
Well, that's good.
Walking
Like,
to New York.
because we were able to do it in just one stop, and like we didn't miss out on much. Okay, we didn't see Times Square or Central Park.
I didn't say this was a negative thing. I was just saying.
No, you're being a negative. Stop being
What?
so sad, Nick.
Why do we have him on the show?
You sad, Nick.
Why? Why?
You sad, Nick
That was your
mechanic.
idea.
Did we ever sit down and just talk about this? Like, why is there a dog here? Who let the dog in? Who let the dogs out?
Okay, what about Gilly? Who just? Where are you, Gilly?
Where's the New Yorker?
He said
Okay,
he would
well-
have to step aside for a minute.
Yeah, that's not a fucking minute, mate. But like, we
A
cannot keep
New
holding
York
off on
minute?
Pax and Fogo, waiting
A
for
New
him. And
York-
he's just not going to come back.
No,
But- I have a little joke. I have a funny little joke. If you play Sonic Adventure 2 without ever visiting the Chow Garden, do you forgo the Chow?
He gets one joke, and if anybody laughs at
The
it,
audience haven't heard it, and they need to because it's a really good fucking joke.
Yeah, yes, it is, Pub. Yes, it is.
It is. Yes, thank you. Yes.
hey, you know what else we did? We saw Wayne.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you did.
Yeah, Wayne saw Wayne. I'd hope you have.
I sure hope.
Every time he looks in the mirror, he sees nothing
I
because he's a
haven't
fucking
seen
vampire.
you in years.
So yeah, we
Uh.
did see Wayne. That was a fun little footnote. Okay.
We were.
Damn.
We
I
saw
was
Wayne.
kind of deliriously tired by the time I saw Wayne, but I was very happy to be over there and see this bitch.
I slept in the car for most
It
of
was
it,
good
so I was
news to
okay.
you guys.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was a really good time, and
We
like,
got pizza.
more pizza.
we had-
baby!
We had burgers. For some reason, I kept getting given like fucking free ice cream and shakes and shit.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
I had
And also, I
bagels
kept
in the
pushing
morning.
Wayne into things and being like, "Careful, mate, car there."
Yeah, it was consistently funny the entire goddamn
It
time.
fucking was for me.
That's what I kept
Yeah,
saying.
you
It's
don't-
like the kid
You
that
don't
would get
fucking
bullied.
count.
I was like, why are you letting this kid that's easily bullyable bullying you, Wayne? Punch him in the fucking throat.
Because I'm easily bullyable.
You are
That's just
very
'cause you're
easily
small.
bullyable, Wallace.
It just, I mean, he flinches if you move too fast in front of him.
No, to be fair though, I do this with my roommates back home as well. I'm just like, "Careful, mate, road there."
That doesn't.
It's a
doesn't make it
it's a
better.
British thing.
You're not
It's a British
it's
thing.
not a British thing.
I think it's a
It is
British
a
thing.
British
I think it's a pup thing.
I think it's a pup thing.
It's a
I think it's I just left college
It's
with my boys
It's
thing.
Pup and his close friends, and he thinks that's the entirety of the nationality of Britain because this man does not socialize.
I'm gonna,
well, I
I'm gonna
probably
eat you like a
socialize
cup
more
of
than
pudding.
you, butt breath. But anyways,
Do you think that?
definitely.
I don't know
Mm.
about that. He does go to his card things all the time.
I literally live with people.
And so do I.
Well, that's a new development.
No, it's
All right, well,
not.
go off.
Fucking hell.
It's. I mean, like, if you guys want to stop just puffing up chest right now, I'm just saying, Pup, I want to eat you like a pile of pudding. You know what I mean?
What?
Okay, listen. Look,
Well, we
man, I'm okay
understand
living
that
in your house,
tapioca
but
is the only thing you understand, old man. But don't fucking
This-
bring it
I
here.
hate tapioca.
this
It's so
flirting
gross.
thing is not gonna fly, buddy.
I really like tapioca pudding.
I'm not
I
remotely
didn't wipe the
surprised
last
to
time.
hear that out of your Swedish fish eating ass. Wait,
Okay,
Oh,
you know
look,
what?
look,
Swedish
look,
fish, I don't know
look,
if I can
look.
eat anymore. Those things are kind of
Look.
nasty now.
Look,
Kinda
the
gross.
evil Delic says, "I'm British and it isn't just pup." There, you
Wait,
fucking.
he says it
Fuck.
isn't.
Wait,
Those are not-
okay, wait.
Those are
what-
not the words
what
that he
pup
said, though.
bullshit? What pup bullshit are we talking about? What happened?
Okay, so
he
when
said
I
all of
was
his
in,
mannerisms are just things that they do in Britain.
When I was in Virginia, I would sometimes just push
Virginia.
Wayne into. I would sometimes just push Wayne into something. I'd be like, "Careful, mate! Lamppost there," and just push him into it. That is a common pastime of the British friendship.
I like that you try to treat this like you're an entirely different culture when you're not. Like
We
maybe-
are an
maybe
entirely
just-
different culture,
maybe just
and unlike
read your
you, we're
friend-
not just a made-up one.
Maybe just like read.
I'm
your friend,
Italian.
and if you're like your friend doesn't like being pushed, don't push your fucking friend. You unbelievable.
Okay, stop making
idiot.
this so fucking. Stop making this so fucking serious. All right, Wayne was fucking amazingly cool with it. He
No,
loved
he
it.
wasn't. He hated it.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
I
He
will
loved it.
say,
I did
Everybody's gotta get a-
legitimately hate that.
I can
everybody's
tell.
got to get Wayne. Everybody's got to get a little thicker skin. When I was growing up, I got hit in the nuts for fun.
When
Yeah,
you talk
same.
about your childhood, Gilly,
The fact
it-
that you're an
I
idiot doesn't change
genuinely-
anything, Gilly.
It
You didn't have
genuinely
friends.
worries me.
You didn't-
I'm
what
not.
kind of
I'm
friends
not
did you have?
revolved.
What
No,
kind of
I
friends
was
did you
hit me
have?
in the nuts.
This is
You
going to
never-
be surprising,
friends
Gilly,
hit-
but
friends
I
don't
gotta
friends
say, I
hit
am
friends
getting
in the-
homeschooled vibes from this
I'm-
entire fucking
Friends
thing
not-
right
hit
now.
friends in the nuts.
I'm not
It
gonna.
just happens.
I'm gonna be real, Gilly. This might surprise you. No aspect of my life has anything to do with your balls.
I don't believe you.
No, just like I remember.
You never got a tipper.
What's a tipper?
What are you talking
The-
about?
when somebody flicks the tip of your dick.
Well, no, they kind of backhand a little smack to your dick.
Yeah, so Gilly,
Well, they're
Gilly,
walking
what's
by, you
wrong
walk
with
by,
you people?
walk-
I had
so
that, and it
I
fucking
have-
stung.
You
I have
walk by,
so
you
many
walk by, you say,
questions.
you walk by someone, you say tipper, and you, real quick,
It
just
kind of
wait.
sounds like y'all were just in denial of some
Yeah,
shit.
this sounds
Y'all
like
really wanted to touch each other's dicks.
this
no.
sounds like you. Okay, so so far, Gilly, between you and Pup, I have so much more context for both of your lives, and yet I have more questions that I don't want answers
I gotta
to.
say,
Back when
after
I was,
walking
back
through
when I was
one
in,
night for a
school.
couple of hours in Manhattan, I better understood Gilly.
Back when I was in middle school, I didn't do this, but there was this asshole that did.
Sure you
He
did.
would run up to you, act like he's going to punch you, and then when you flinch, he'd be like, 2 for flinching, and then punch you in the arm twice.
Yeah.
That's just a
Yeah.
thing.
Or
is
you
in
do the
schools,
thing, you do the thing
people
where you
do
put your,
stupid shit like
you
that.
do the
you know?
thing where you do the okay symbol below the belt.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, and then you
that
hit
one we
him.
did.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
we did.
And for me, careful, mate. That there was one of those things.
Are you a
And that was
fucking
one I liked.
teenager?
Yes.
I mean, you almost got left out of a bar in Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn.
I
Boston,
did.
so-
So
Yeah,
if you're gonna give me, the disadvantages,
Did they think he was a child?
yeah,
no, it was in Boston,
yeah.
and
Boston.
You remember the
basically, a lot of American places don't accept driving licenses as a form of ID for a person that does not live in the United States. You generally have to bring a passport. I didn't bring my passport. I bought my driving license. Anyways, we get to the bar, and the bouncer's just like, "I'm really sorry, man. It's got to be a passport. It can't be anything else." Later on, he decides he's just going to be a super cool dude and be like, "Listen, mate, just go ahead on in. Don't worry about it."
I was walking outside to take a phone call as Caddy arrived, and he ran into the exact same problem for a second there. But yeah, the bouncer also let him in. That was a fun.
It was a
night.
cool bouncer.
That actually had
a good
great
bouncer.
pizza there too. That karaoke bar had great pizza as well.
Nick, your barometer for pizza is all fucked up.
I'm just very thankful because you guys just consistently have better pizza on the East Coast compared to the West Coast. It's not even comparable.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
Yeah.
Papa John's.
It's, I mean, Gilly, if you ever visit my neck of the woods, you're just gonna be so mad all the time.
Yeah. Well, anytime I stayed in California and I got pizza, it fucking sucked dick. I lived in Vegas for a while when I was like 19, and I exclusively bought Papa John's because I knew that at least Papa John's was consistent and it would taste exactly the same as the Papa John's where I lived.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is here. I can't do that. I need good pizza in my life. So yeah, any
Nick,
chance
can you
I
tell
could.
the class? Can you tell the class that when I'm not being enabled, I'm actually quite a well-behaved guy?
No.
Why the fuck not? What have I been
Because you need
behaving
to
for
ta-
then?
Because you need to take responsibility for
You're
yourself.
selective about when you consider yourself being enabled.
You're a grown ass
Yeah,
man.
every bad thing I've ever done is all your fault.
Fuck's sake.
Jesus.
Gilly,
I laugh, but I mean it.
how did you enjoy Fogo?
You know, I keep forgetting I still need to call corporate,
It's your fucking lip smack.
but they close at 5, so I keep forgetting to do it. It was terrible. I want to be like, part of me is like, I don't know how Fogo was because I didn't actually get to eat anything.
the service,
Oh, that's how Fogo was, I guess.
they serve like half the
That's how
table.
Fogo wasn't.
Like I would just watch them like get up to who was sitting next to me. There's someone between me and Jordan. Anyway, but yeah, they get up to.
It was
to me.
Connor. You had Connor
Oh
between you.
yeah.
and
So Connor, they get up to Connor sometimes, and then they just peace out and I just look at.
I
I wanted some of
got
that
up.
meat.
I got up multiple times and complained because I didn't want to be like, I hate, like if I'm with a group of that many people, like I don't want to be the complaining guy. But it was to the point where I'm like, dude, this is a $90 meal. Fuck off with this. Like, I'm
yeah,
hungry.
no. If you're spending
Yeah.
that much money on food, like, listen. Having worked in like food service and retail and everything, I'm always on the side of the worker. However, for a $90 goddamn meal, I better be getting some impeccable service.
And it
So-
wasn't necessarily like he was putting it all on the servers. It was just a very badly managed day there.
Right.
But
No,
also,
that's more
there
on the
were-
manager.
I'll give it.
That
to
said,
no,
there
I'll
were
blame
some-
the
no,
servers.
here's-
I'll blame some
so
servers.
here's- Here's the
There were
thing.
some servers that got snippy for no reason.
He was the one guy was being an asshole. Basically, they brought the same piece. They have an array of meats and the cheese and stuff and like things that they bring out. They're supposed to bring to the whole table. And the thing is, if you're there, let's say you're there for an hour, right? For the first half hour, maybe a little more, they're bringing stuff out frequently. Then as the meal goes on, they don't stop bringing food out, but it slows down a little bit. Sometimes they'll come up to you and ask if there's any cuts that you like wanted more of, right? That makes sense. They stopped serving us about 10 to 15 minutes into the meal.
It really
And-
felt like, just let them get filled up first before.
And they didn't. They brought the cheese out to our side of the table one time. I had to ask for the cheese 3 times, and finally they brought out 5 pieces of cheese for 5 people.
This is a big party, by the way.
They brought we had like 20 people. They brought out the same cut of meat 3 times.
Like
they kept bringing out the same fucking cut of meat. And then eventually I was like, all right, now I'm pissed. I'm gonna go say something. So I said something, and originally I was like, hey, can I speak to a manager? And this girl was like, oh, what's going on? So then they bring somebody else over to me. And it was like one of the servers or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. If they take care of this, I don't have to speak to a manager. It's fine. Whatever. I aired my grievances. I get back to the table. I said, yeah, we're not getting food.
We're getting like the last bits
we
of
would like food. Yeah.
meat too, which was
And they're like they gave us like the burnt ends and stuff. And so I go back to the table and I see Jordan talking to somebody, and I'm like, oh, Jordan's complaining too now.
And if Jordan's complaining, that's a problem.
Yeah, they brought out a little bit more meat, stopped again. Literally, they brought out like 1 round of meat, like 1 or 2 things, stopped again. I got up complaining and I said, "Hey, we're not getting anything. Like we're trying to get we need food." And Jordan literally had his chair turned sideways basically the entire meal, complaining to somebody because it was the whole time. So I get up one more time and I'm like, all right, this is fucking nuts. I shouldn't have to complain 3 times. So finally, I'm like, hey, can I just speak to a manager, please? And the girl goes, you can, but he doesn't really speak English. And I was like, I'm going to have a stroke. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, can you just bring me a translator then? Like, surely somebody on this staff can speak his language and English.
It's insane. That is insane. Like, and I get, like, listen, if he speaks a different language, it's a Brazilian chain. I get it, right? If you're running a restaurant that is a chain restaurant that exists in the United States and most of your clientele speaks English primarily, you need to be able to communicate with the people going to your restaurant.
Yeah.
You at least need a line of communication.
consider-
Otherwise,
100%.
it's not only.
I consider a very important part of my job as a manager to be communicating with our customer base, not just my
The thing is, like, not only does it fuck over like the customers, it also fucks over the staff who are not paid to deal with that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It puts them on the front line for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that poor girl, like, she's like, you could tell, like, she was trying her best there, like, really struggling, but like, I don't know, like, it was really, really bad.
So then, like, it was still going, and finally, like, I got up again a 4th time because after I sat down and they communicated, because I didn't get to speak to a manager, I sat down. Same bullshit was going on. I still wasn't I got up and complained again. I was like, "This is insane." I was like, I said, "This is an expensive meal. We have a party of 20 people, and we're all hungry. Most people." If they aren't hungry, it's because they had a few pieces of meat and they've been sitting so long that it hit their stomach.
And that's what was crazy was like it's inconsistent too, right? Like not only are we getting like the same cuts or we're getting bad cuts, we're also not consistently served. So like we have all these people.
They tried to blame it on a bunch of people at the table having the little card flip to the red side. But I said to her, I was like, that may be so, but I'll tell you right now, this entire meal, my card's been set on green and nobody has come to me.
I was gonna say too, like on our end too, because we would have different issues at the table.
Yeah, because each half of our table was a different thing.
like we would just watch somebody get served like a cut of meat or something, and like the other side never got it, or like I said, they'd get up to Connor and then just walk right by me, and I'd watch this dude walk around the rest of the table and then walk across the entire other side of it, and then immediately turn around and go to that I don't know what her role is, and then just say something like, I don't know the one to meat, and then she would get snippy, and they're like, guys, he has meat. If you want meat, you need meat. And I was like, all of our things are green. He just walked by us.
I had to shout someone over to get the sausage.
It's like, is it just different over
somebody
in Boston?
From another table?
Like, do we just need to yell all the time?
Dude, it was to the point where you saw Fushi was sitting literally right, like she was across from me and one seat to the right.
Yeah.
So she's right there. Her favorite thing when we went to Fogo last time, she's not even like a huge pork fan, but her favorite thing was the Parmesan crusted pork.
It's real good.
That was a thing we could have gotten.
Yeah.
Yes. They came over finally with the Parmesan pork towards the end of the meal, gave it to me, and walked away from the table. And then Fushi looks at Fushi's like, where did you get the... Said, oh, yeah. And then I remember when I shouted for the person that was at the other table to get the sausage. They came over, gave me the sausage, and then like 12 seconds later, Anthony's watching me eat it, and he goes, he didn't see me get it. He just goes, oh, so how's the sausage?
I mean, also, like...
Here, let me tell you how bad it was. This was, and this is the kind of place where normally the service is very, very good. It's a Brazilian steakhouse, but like it's an expensive place to eat.
Whole theme.
Everybody, it's all like, you can go in fucking ripped jeans. They don't care, but the staff is all in like suits and stuff. It's very like hoity toity and nice and, classy.
You're paying for the experience. Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally the meal is called The Experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they take pride in good service, right?
No.
They took my meal off the bill. So that was already $70 meal plus tax plus, whatever.
Tipping, all that, yeah.
And they gave me, just me, because I complained 800 times, I like a coupon for a free Fogo meal. So for a place that's like that to take my food off, take my almost $100 meal off the bill, and then also give me a free meal, they fucked up.
Yeah,
and they did give us free desserts too, and I will say those desserts were
desserts were fucking good.
Oh really yeah, you mean the COVID dessert?
Yeah.
What?
Because we had 20 people and they gave us 3 different desserts to pass around the table.
Oh yeah.
I still tried everything. I still tried everything because it was all super good.
So I mean, also like, okay,
we all made
it
out. That's
nope.
Take it from me, the guy who actually did enjoy my time there, because I made the fucking rookie error.
Yeah, because Pup did it wrong.
I made a rookie error and was rewarded for it. But take it from me, even with the better experience that I had, I would have said that was worth $30. That experience,
100%.
like,
Absolutely.
not 90, 30. That's less than half. So like, yeah, they done fucked it. But I tell you what, as a fucking meal that was gotten for us by our good friend Jordan Fringe, I had a fucking blast at least,
I felt real bad for Jordan. He took it personally.
Jordan's a fucking legend, though. What a fucking king.
He took it personally because he was so excited to actually like.
Well, that's his favorite place.
It's his favorite place. He introduced it to us last time at MagFest, and
paid the first time.
Paid the first time, and then paid like he was planning. Apparently, he was planning just paying for it again, just out of the kindness of his heart. So it wasn't even out like I feel bad about it. It was also like, well, I was going to do a nice thing for my friends, and now,
yeah.
Shit. So I apologized to him like 3 separate times. I was like, I'm sorry if I made it seem worse than it was or anything. But like, nah, I
enjoyed the toothpick we had at the end. That was kind of cool. Got to put a toothpick in my teeth like an old American man.
It's so funny because for anybody that doesn't know what Pup was talking about, when you go to a place like Fogo, you're supposed to pace yourself and choose what you eat. Well, you're not supposed to get like 3 pieces of the same meat and stuff because there's so many different options.
You're
and you
supposed to try the
yourself.
variety,
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And if there's something that you're not super crazy about, you'll wait for another piece of meat. Pup just loaded up right when we got there. And
Well,
Yeah, they were just like
helps-
beef. I was like, yep,
What
beef,
also
yep,
helped
beef,
is, like,
yep,
you were at the
lamb,
end of the
yep,
table.
beef, yep.
So Pup got everything because he was at the very end of the table. Like, that was part of the disorganization, was like they not only brought not enough meat for everybody every time, they would, I think some of these servers forgot who they actually fed. So like it was rough. I don't
you
know.
pace yourself at a place like that under the assumption that they are going to continue to feed you.
Yeah, that's fair. But maybe let's not eat up too much of our audience's time with all of our eating. We didn't have a great time, but I mostly had a good time at Boston.
Sushi restaurant though.
Sushi restaurant's good.
Did you tell them
The
that we
sushi
saw,
restaurant.
the Mario van?
I didn't. I wasn't with you guys when you saw it, which is a shame because I really
You didn't
wanted
see
Oh
it?
no, but
I see
also the Chinese restaurant where we went, where the guy's just like, I'm fucking drunk.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god! Holy
That was
shit,
amazing.
That was incredible. Yeah, that was so damn.
No, because that was the thing. Is
Food
like,
was good too.
yeah, no, the food was
Dude,
amazing, but like,
That
okay, so the
all-you-can-eat
waiter.
sushi place was fucking good.
Oh yeah, no, that was perfect. But the waiter at this fucking Chinese restaurant, he seemed a little out of it and stuff like that, and that's okay. You know, we were there very late at night and
Late night,
everything.
big party again. Yeah.
But then later on, he just comes out, and I can't remember what exactly it was that he said, but he basically just gives out the plates, and he's like, "Oh yeah, forgive me if anything's wrong. I'm fucking wasted." And at that point, I was like, "Fuck it, 5-star service
Yeah,
right there."
yeah, yeah.
I fucking, you made the whole table laugh. Like whatever mistakes get made can be forgiven.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
did we talk about Gerard's show?
No.
Oh, Gerard
No,
showed.
we didn't
Oh,
talk
hell
about
yeah.
Good
the
point.
legacy
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, yeah. So that was fun. What do you? What
So
what do you
yeah,
think?
like I went into this thinking it was going to be like a stand-up show. Especially like, you know,
It
you
kinda
start
was.
you start off with Caddy and he's doing
It's-
stand-up stuff and it's all hilarious. And then Gerard, the start of his show is very hilarious, but you get to a point and it's like, wait a minute, this is the opposite of comedy. This is really fucking emotional right here.
I've seen Gerard's show before, and it's basically he changed it up a little bit this time, but it's more of like a monologue type.
Yeah,
of thing.
it's a one-man show kind of a thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the
Oh,
like,
he's
he
one
talked
hell
about-
of a storyteller.
Yeah,
like,
he talked about like he's a professionally trained actor, and you can tell. And it was a great show.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
like you never know how well like a YouTube thing is necessarily going to translate to like stage. But obviously this isn't just like he's doing the completionist. He's doing a completely different thing here. But like you never know how good of a performer someone who generally does stuff on the internet is going to be in person. Like we've seen it with a lot of YouTubers, like big name ones like the Paul brothers and stuff like that. It's like they know big name influencers, but they can't entertain worth a damn in person. Gerard is a true fucking entertainer. Like
Oh,
this man is
100%.
a storyteller. Like he absolutely aced it. There was not an ear in the fucking house that was disengaged.
It
Like
got me every time. It was, Gerard, you are the gay.
yeah. No, like that's the thing though. It's like
say it, you're the gay. It's okay.
there are so many great characters in this fucking story that he's doing entirely himself. I was absolutely blown away by the sheer level of performance that there was to this show. So like hats off.
I
Fucking
love that. Like
immaculate.
like we were wondering. Like I think Gilly, you brought this up before. It was either you or Ant. Were like you guys had seen it before, and you're kind of wondering like, is he playing up his dad a little bit? And then he shows like the video of his dad. Like nah.
Oh yeah, no, I said that.
Yeah. Like nah, he nailed it.
You're like, yep.
100%. A guy, and let's not discount Caddy as well, who like
Yeah.
it very obviously didn't really have a routine really ready to go, but still, is
Dude,
just
all
so
he needed
nat-
was that. All he needed was that email.
Yeah, and he knew that. Like,
You know,
the dude is-
Caddy was fucking
dude,
hilarious.
it's just so naturally funny. Like, yeah, all he did was really read a couple of emails on stage, and it was fucking hysterical. It was incredible.
It was quite funny though because he read to us, I think, the second email while we were at the
I love
apartment.
that we were there when that actually happened, and that like just like
Yeah,
it was like it literally was like watching like a cartoon episode where Caddy like the whole weekend was just like, yeah, I'm gonna open for Gerard and can be as long as I want. I don't really know what to do, and like he was sitting on the bed in Gilly and Ant's room, and then like his eyes light up as he's looking at his phone. It's like, oh, guys, I gotta tell you about this email.
I can't believe that person emailed him again.
And like the night before,
Right then.
the
Yeah.
night before, yeah, it was incredible.
But it's crazy when it's like, you've just had this guy around, he's read this thing out to you, and then you see him and he's on stage and he's doing the same. He's like, I remember that. We were there for that.
And
That's awesome.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that couple got engaged.
Yeah, they did.
That was adorable. That was absolutely adorable.
Also, Gilly and I singing City Escape at the top of our hearts during the intermission.
That was a good fucking week.
Oh, I was fucked, dude. I was shit faced.
I wasn't.
I was so
I just
drunk.
saw you were singing along.
Diana in the karaoke bar, though.
Oh, dude.
Well, that was a different night.
Yeah, I know.
If I don't hit any of these-
remember
that was a
that.
different shit.
I just remember when you were shit faced. That's all I'm saying.
It's just Gilly over
was-
here. If I don't hit any of these notes, I'm fucking wasted.
No, but you like, hats off to you, man. Fucking,
Well,
you did an incredible job with Dirty Diana.
It's genuinely harder for me to sing when I'm drinking. So, but
Hats off to you.
Hats off
But,
to Cirrus too. Sorry, go ahead, Gilly.
Hell yeah, sir.
I was gonna say no, that night at Gerard's show, that was definitely the most drunk, but it was the most short-lived drunk. I got really, 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 really drunk for a short period of time.
Yeah, because you couldn't eat that night. Like, you were like,
I
fuck it, no
didn't
food
eat,
for
and
me,
then
I'm gonna
I
get
had
drunk.
vodka. I had vodka for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Dinner plans got fucked up. I got angry and I needed to give myself a timeout. So I went back to the hotel room while they were all running around Boston looking for food. And I took 5 shots to the face in 15 minutes. Then took an Uber to the show.
I had shitty pizza and had a great time because shitty
I had-
pizza and
No,
Boston
that was
still
the
better than
thing,
anything
is
over
we-
here.
I literally abandoned you to get Chinese at a store, Gilly.
We first rocked up at this restaurant and stuff, and to be honest, I don't think they would have been anywhere near as bad as, say, like Fogo in terms of service, but like it was one of those things where we needed to be on the move quite quickly, and it's like they hadn't even got menus out to us, and we'd been sat there for like around about 40 minutes or something like that. So it's like, okay, we decided maybe this isn't the best idea. But like before this, Nick was like, no, I think I'm gonna go get pizza. I was like, fine, get your fucking pizza. In the end, I rock up to the pizza restaurant with
literally next door.
She Says and Xeon, and we would just sit down and just eat pizza and chat. It was a nice little moment.
I just remembered that when I was drunk at the show, I slapped I slapped a stranger.
What?
Because I hit the guy that proposed to his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, you slapped him on the ass, didn't you?
On
no,
the
not
side,
the
on the
ass.
side.
Like on his what's it called? His chichos. His flanks.
His
His
love
flanks.
handles. His love handles.
I went into the bathroom and I had to pee and I saw him at the sink washing his hands and I'm fucking wasted, so I'm not even thinking. And I went and it was right after he got, like 10 minutes after he got engaged, and I like just what I think was a tap at his love handles. I was like, hey, congrats. And then I went up and like started peeing at the urinal, and in my head I was like, oh, that wasn't a tap. I slapped him in his fucking. I was like, I just slapped a stranger in his love hand.
Also, at the end of the show, Caddy was giving out like British candies and stuff,
like the rest of
to like the American people. But I just walk over and I'm like, so what is this fudge over here? Can I try that? And then he starts talking back in an American accent as well. He's like, I've never heard of that fudge. And yeah, I took a little British chocolate. Fuck you all, okay? No one else was having it, so fuck you.
All right. Gentlemen, I think that wraps up all of our conversation topics for the day. Should we get our super chats done?
What a shitty fucking
Probably
show.
should. Yeah,
People paid $90 for this podcast.
Yeah, we've been going. Well, let's go around the table and share our COVID.
Okay, so the first super chat we have here is from SonicFan1661, who sends $2 and says, "Pop, stop eating the Ethernet cables." Okay, my bad. I do want to put out there though, that I think I am getting a reputation for scuffed streams. I want to say every stream that's come out that hasn't been scuffed as well is also my doing. So fuck you all, except this one.
Don't let that one idiot comment just live in your head rent free. Who
No,
cares?
no. Anyways, Nick, you're up with our favorite Omega mail.
Omega Mr. Salty with $2.99 and
Burger.
Linda. Thank you, Mr. Salty.
$2.99.
Gil, you are up with our pal Jamal.
Jamal.
Our
Simmons.
pal Jamal.
$2. Happy Beat Theory, guys. Milk Bro forever. Nick X Sally.
Thanks, Jamal.
Burger.
Jesus Christ.
Burger.
Ozjam H.
Gee.
Thank you very much for the $5. Hey, paisanos, I'm here for the Super Sunset City Foible Super Show. And
Hey, paisanos!
Paisanos!
and I ready to eat gamer pasta power and stomping
Koopas.
koopas.
Swing your
All those
arms
in the heap
from
and
side to
pile
side
of
and
spaghetti
slap the
and
merry
meatball.
man on the love handles.
Now I know what a meatball feels like.
Just like that.
Congratulations.
That's Luigi to you, Mario.
If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Hello, Mario. This here is the male penis and testicles.
Wayne.
Testicles.
We got Ozjam H with $2. Hey,
SPDs.
What? Hey,
Have you
pesky
never seen?
plumber.
Have you never
Hey.
seen the Mario sex education video?
No. Hey, pesky plumbers. The Last of Us, or
Pissy plumbers.
the hell is that?
That's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And the answer is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Oh,
The answer is
I love that video. That's from.
What's that from?
It's so it was, they were asking Chris Pratt what the best video game of all time was, and they were like, some people have said it's The Last of Us 2, and he's like, just dead silence, and then as soon as they go, what about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2? He's like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah.
I
No,
love
Chris
that.
Pratt is such a fake gamer. I love it. Like, there's a point where, like, he was asked about Luigi's Mansion. Like, yeah, Luigi's Mansion. That was a game on the GameCube. It's like, well done.
Well,
You
bless
got
his
it.
heart. Bless his heart for trying.
Got it in one, buddy.
Koopas.
Koopas. I spent hours stomping on Koopas.
Koopas.
It's me, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see where we at. Burger HD. Nike sends €5. Says, hey everyone, I just want to say that I unironically came up with something similar to bee theory a few years ago, only with fairies instead of bees, lol. Well, that's shit! No bees, no fucking theory. But thank you for the €5.
Very,
God damn
very- It's brilliant.
Burger.
Bee fairy.
Burger.
All right. Kaz, $50. Holy cow. Thank
Gene.
you so much. My gift
Lynn.
to some of my favorite Sonic fans. Love y'all. Well, we love you too, Kaz. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaz.
you.
All right. Gil, you are up with
Sonic Fan 1661 with $5. I wish more people, and especially Sega, had way more faith in Sonic's story potential as more than a tool to occupy kids. Imagine how far it can go.
You just saw some kittens.
think I agree with that sentiment on many levels.
And that's why I appreciate a Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, because there's a lot of folks on the staff already that probably also agree.
Recognize the potential. It compels the burger.
Burger.
Oh my God.
The burger.
Burger.
Nick!
What?
Burger.
Hi. Sir, you're up.
Black Yakuzu 94, thank you for the $10. Never thought I'd ever see another war.
Is that a bomb?
Just get through it. Just get through with the growly burger.
Fuck the pain away. Let's go.
That's what you sound like on a toilet. Just not the difference.
Gene.
The weeds. Peter.
Peter.
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby.
Don't talk to my Bobby that way, Teddy, or else I won't give you another boy gift. You know, come on, Sirius. Come on, read the fucking thing. Come on.
Do you think people are
Come on.
gonna? Do you think people
First.
are gonna stop listening once they figure out we're not funny?
No. No.
Funny is not something you figure out.
Wayne,
A way of life.
they're
a symbol.
Sonic fans.
I like that Burger
Like
just started
me.
turning into the fucking clickers. Good job, everybody.
Anyways, sir, read the fucking
Fuck.
super chat, man.
Blacky Q. I mean, I've been trying. I just learned to give up. Blacky Kuzu 94. Thank you for the $10. Never thought I would ever. Never would I ever thought I'd see another war between Mario and Sonic in the modern day. It's kind of surreal to see as someone who was too young for the 90s console war, born in 93. I don't think you were too young for that then.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, humanity is an
You were.
intrinsically
You
tribal
were.
species.
You
We
were.
will be
Yeah.
tribal about these things.
I
It will
was
happen.
I was born in '94 and I missed pretty much all that.
Oh, it was
I
vicious.
was born in '89 and I just made the cut.
I've been in a coma for most of my life, and I already witnessed the wars.
I had a pretty good time with both of them, but yeah, it was pretty vicious. It was pretty rad. It was awesome. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Let's see a little bit. It's a little more friendly these days, obviously, but it's fun to see a little bit of a fire back under the Sonic franchise. Get that confidence. Go on.
Ever notice how
Don't push the
when you
a
look
little bit.
closely at a pop filter, there's like this weird optical illusion where everything's like bigger circles than it actually is.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. This is my first ever pop filter, by the way.
Wayne,
Wait, he's not ready.
I don't want to be here all day. Let's do this.
Wanye.
Sonic fan 1661 with $2. Does Sonic does Sonic is owned by Sega? Question that is.
That's something.
Does
bud.
Sonic is owned by Sega? Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Bruno Mars is gay is the biggest story of 2014.
How are Batty born?
The rumor come out. Does Sonic is owned by Sega?
Yeah. I'm gonna say yeah.
All right. Burger. Oh, it's me. The Super Guy 55 sends $4.99. Mario isn't just references. Builds a world out of game elements, cultures, and places are unique. Sonic is just the real world with some Sonic stuff on top.
Well, we had
That's
that
your
entire
prerogative.
discussion already. But yeah, thank
Well, you
for-
can't exactly blame a guy when he probably posted that at the time.
No, I know.
Like-
I was just more for us than them. That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes
gonna
we
take
like to
poopies
just,
all over your
just
face.
cycle all over that shit again. All right, OzJam H with $4.99. Thank you. All right, to play to Wayne's wonderful world. Do you gamers expect other Nintendo franchises to have the movie treatment or not? All depends on how much
Yes.
money this makes. But I'm gonna say
It will make $1 billion. I guarantee it.
Metroid.
They're not going to make a fucking Metroid movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Metroid.
if they look,
It's gonna be Zelda.
if they
It's gonna be Zelda, but also Metroid.
They make movies for normal people, Wayne, not fucking nerds.
If
all right?
Guardians of the Galaxy,
I really hope they don't do Zelda.
if they could do Guardians of the Galaxy eventually with Marvel, I can see them doing Metroid eventually.
Imagine they make
also-
Metroid a comedy, like
I
it's a
also
comedy
don't want-
movie.
I don't want a Zelda movie. I wouldn't mind a show if it
I'll
was
be right
good.
back, guys.
Yeah. You can't fit Zelda into a
Like a
into
game
movie.
of like
I
a Game
feel
of
like that.
Thrones.
I mean, like
Style
a
Zelda.
little bit tamer, but yeah. I wouldn't be against that, man.
It better have fucking nudity in it and incest. Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
We're just gonna sit in that for a bit.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Gil.
Sonic fan $16612. More slice of life in Sonic's world. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Oh, dude, Gil.
Stop
When
doing
I
Slim Jim.
when I arrived in Nick's hometown of undisclosed name, I ordered an Uber Eats. I ordered myself a dinner, and the driver rocks up and goes, "Hey, brother," and I was like, "Oh my god, there it is! There it is in the real world. That's
Hey,
awesome."
brother.
That made me so happy.
I don't know why you and Connor just started doing that. But
No, it was Connor.
Brother.
It was Connor, and then it started catching on.
yeah, like that was just that was just the thing for PAX. It's just Connor, just, brother. For no rhyme or reason.
No, but Connor's been saying that for a long time.
I also believe that.
God, that
Brother.
guy's fucking hilarious.
Aaron back.
Oh,
All right,
just in time.
Cyrus,
It's your
then
turn.
you are. You're up.
Sonic Fan 1661, thank you for the $5. I think rather than pass the torch entirely, just let Sonic Team actually show their full potential and not limit them via funds and resources.
Make it happen.
I'm sorry. At a certain point, I think that blame is both with Sonic Team and Sega. I'm done passing that torch back and forth. I'm just going to let them both take that L.
I'm again, like, I'm more positive than not with the future of the franchise, but I'm still very much wait and see. And yeah, I think we're in for a good year with the updates, and then going forward, yeah, because I still think we might need to point our fingers at like consistent leadership here, if we have any problems. I don't think it's. I personally don't know if it's like not letting them fully be what they want to be. I still see a lot of things and like, we're not sure what we want to be. Let's hope we...
I mean, you remember what I said when I was walking into Target, the Sonic Fan thing of, oh no, Dimps did a really bad job. Hope the next developer will do better. Oh no, the Big Red Button did a really bad job. Hope the next developer will be better. Oh no, Sonic Team did a bad job. Hope the next... Oh, Stealth really fucked up this. Hope the next one... Blind Squirrel did a really bad job. It's like, how long until we're just going to say Sega's the problem?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like it was, yeah. Because, like, yeah, with Big Red Button and, like, Sonic Boom, that was Sega.
Oh man, Senzaru Games did
Hey, I think taking everything we know about that situation, Big Red Button can be held accountable for very little. I think it's a miracle they got a game out at all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that they fucked up with Mario, right? Would you blame the department that worked on the game at Nintendo, or would you blame Nintendo?
If Nintendo handled things the way that that Sega did with Sonic Boom, I would blame the higher ups.
That's what I mean.
I mean, like, I mean, listen, you know me, like, Takeshi Iizuka is my parasocial best friend, but take the L. He was very much the villain of a lot of the Sonic Boom saga.
He's been in charge for a very long time, guys.
He's a bit of a naughty boy sometimes.
He's being held back by anything.
I'm so tired of Iizuka.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so tired of Iizuka.
I was really proud of Ant. What do we add him on?
No, so I think Iizuka is the nicest man in the world, a really good kisser as well. I think, you know, like,
I don't even know.
He's taken some L's in his time. He's taken some, but like, we got dinner, you know, he paid for the meatballs, you know, I can't fucking hate him, you know.
It's just at some point you have to understand, like, if there was bad leadership or there was bad development or something, like, at some point you have to ask yourself, yeah, but like, who says it's okay to put this on a shelf? Because regardless of how long we wait for Metroid Prime, for instance, like, we don't have it right now because Nintendo saw whatever was being made and saying, this is not good enough. So,
yeah, absolutely. At the same time, though, you gotta admit, Mr. Beast makes a good burger.
Anyways,
I've heard the Mr. Beast burger kind of sucks, actually.
It's not bad.
We had it.
Tried it. It's not bad.
It's not anything.
It's okay.
It doesn't exist.
Well, somebody.
It's not a burger. It's not a burger. It's not a burger place.
We have
that are licensed.
Yeah.
We have no choice but to move on to the next.
So there's no way there's any consistency.
We have to move on to the next.
I'm curious. I'd like to try it in another town. See if we get some.
Nick, I know personally somebody that.
We have to move on to the next super chat.
We do.
Yeah.
Who's up?
Cricket Powder.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
Wayne,
I'll just go ahead and take this one.
Go, Wayne, go.
Sonic Fan 1661, $2. Nick wants Pups Pudding. Hopefully it's chocolate.
Joke's on you, I didn't wipe.
This boy's definitely a butterscotch. Absolutely. Guys, what are your pudding flavors?
Chocolate.
I guess.
Although I do like strawberry.
Gilly,
I feel like at this point, if I didn't say tapioca, someone would just call me out.
Yeah, tapioca.
Wayne, you love Swedish fish. Shut the fuck up.
I don't. I told you I don't like them anymore.
You know what?
No, you love them. They're your favorite.
I'm one of those Jello pudding ones, which is like chocolate, vanilla, and then chocolate. That's kind of like, how people see.
Oh, here you go. Skin or no skin?
Ooh, no.
No,
No,
no.
Oh, I love this.
No,
game.
but I tell you what, Wayne, like, you are such a Swedish fish guy, you know, if you get me. Like,
I don't know what that means.
I look at you and like, there is a guy that loves Swedish fish. I tried
don't
Swedish
like
fish.
them though. They're nasty.
You love them. You
He's-
love them. I tried them
I
for the
think-
very
I
first
think
time.
I think, Pup, you literally gaslit yourself and me as well. Just like, oh yeah, Wayne loves Swedish fish. I gotta buy him some Swedish fish.
Yeah, he loves them. But anyways,
No.
well, you know who
He
does?
loves them.
You know who does? Anthony. Anthony loves his Swedish fucking fish. But anyways, I bought some Swedish fish. I tried them for the first time. I'm going to review them right now. I feel like they make the promise of flavor when you first bite into them. They make the promise of this delicious cherry flavor, but they don't quite follow up.
That's like Twizzlers.
And
Yeah, it was.
and that's the disappointing reality, is like, it's where you realize that dreams are one thing, reality is another, and oftentimes the reality version of a dream come true, will never be as convenient
This is most.
as the
We are
original.
almost at
What are
hour
we
3.
doing?
Can we please get to the next super chat?
I had a dream 2 nights ago where I made a bunch of
I'm
new
going-
friends and we all went to
I will
space.
end this.
You're
and it
gonna
was the
meet
best
new friends
fucking-
by the end of this. Damn
This
it!
is
No,
like,
I really want that dream to come true, because not only did I have new friends, you guys were there. We went to fucking space, guys, and like the
I
thing
know,
is,
Pup. I was there.
You don't understand. I miss the friends that I made on that expedition. I miss the friends that I made in that dream.
what is this ADHD
You know?
ass garbage? What is happening?
I had such a good time, and they were like, here's the thing: we were supposed to go to VidCon London in this dream, and
the one that was trying to get us back
Don't
on track
drive you
earlier.
crazy when we're this close
Still
to the
going
exit.
on.
we were looking at flights and tickets.
Just
and
want to
the only-
wrap up.
Pop.
There we go.
The only
I just
flight
want to
option
leave.
was to go to Brussels first, but fortunately, one of our friends
This
was
is
kind of
not
rich, and they
funny.
paid for a Virgin
All right.
Galactic flight for us. And
Thank you. All right.
There we go.
All right.
You know that the viewers can still hear him, right?
No, they can't.
No,
Yes.
because they're
Oh
streaming
nope, they
through-
can't.
Because Nick is hosting.
You're right.
All right,
You're right.
You probably look back on. He's in my house. He has means. All right. Where are we?
I don't.
Thanks.
We had our pitting thing. Pup.
and
Pup,
now
you're
there's
on.
Yep, I'm up with not Arco Polo.
He's just right back on track.
Not Arco Polo sends $5. Hey boys, just wanted to pop by and say hello. Hope you're all having a good day. Thanks for making entertaining content for all of us. Much love. Thank you, not Arco Polo, for your generosity and your kindness. I really hope you like my space story.
You're done. You're done. All Shamit for $2.
Eat
The
a
rumor
fucking
comes out.
dick burger.
Does Channel Pup is not.
I love when the rumors get it right. Right.
Alex Spark with $2. Chris Pratt as Link in Zelda movie, only if he does the same voice he did for Mario.
Exactly.
I'll do you one better. James Corden as Link.
I'm from Brooklyn, I think. That's his fucking his accent.
Mushroom
Mario.
Kingdom.
It's me, Mario.
it's a me.
It's me, Mario.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Wait. I know we gotta move on, but I do have to say one more thing.
Yeah.
The amount of times that they did that he said "Mamma Mia," and the amount of times that they did slow mo, like he's getting blown away or something, and he's they did that slow mo shot like 8 times.
They did.
at least they let him have it, unlike the X-Men movies letting Wolverine say "bub."
Cirrus, you are up with Xavier Farton.
Xavier Fortin, thank you for the $2.79, but they're Canadian, so it's not really that much money. Just what the
Fuck's
Legend of
sake.
Zelda needed. Sex position.
You are not the person that
Sex
complains
bullet.
about the super chat money. That is me and Gilly's job. Cirrus, you're supposed to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, and I think a reasonable thing to do would be to shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Damn, that was kind of fire, but it was completely unjustified.
It's very hurtful.
Anyways, yeah, that was rude, Cirrus. I do
Wow.
not
Jesus,
condone
sir,
rudeness.
it's- man.
110% and deserved.
Wallace, you
Yeah.
are up with our boy.
Cool. We got Blacky Kuzu 94 with $10. Might be a bit early, but from what I can tell, Mario's movie is more consistent but kind of unremarkable, while Sonic's movies have higher highs but very low lows. You know, just like the games, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of agree with
I
that.
do kind of do. Yeah.
I said myself, like, I feel like
I don't think I got higher highs from Sonic's movie.
the Mario movie
That
is
ending was
more
fucking
consistent.
rad. That ending was
The Mario movie is more consistent and it's very satisfying. The Sonic movies can be a little hit and miss in places. Like, there's nothing as bad as like the Rachel scene in Mario.
The Mario movie was like a really good home cooked meal, and the Sonic movie was like when we were at Fogo, and every once in a while I got a really good piece of meat, but then I left the restaurant hungry.
fair.
I still prefer the Sonic movies. Fuck it. But
No, Gilly, you're
anyways.
wrong for having an opinion.
Yeah, Gilroy. Anyways, Burger, who's up? Is it me?
Yeah.
Is it me? Yes, it is me. Elect Spark sends $2. Pup feeds Wayne Swedish fish in his basement. In Wayne's basement?
Oh man, okay, you know what? So somebody was do you remember the artwork you did, Nick, for the Cat Icarus Spyro video?
Yeah.
Somebody thought that was Trav that you were putting the costume on. And I was like, no, fuck off.
Oh, good shit.
By the way, Wayne, I'm going
I gotta
to
tell Trav about that.
Wayne, I want you to know, I know your fucking address. I'm gonna send you a crate of Swedish fish.
I'm gonna send you a video of me just slowly burning all of them.
So you're saying
That's
is
still
like
entertaining.
the next video we're gonna do exclusively for the channel is Wayne eating Swedish fish.
No.
Wayne burns Swedish fish.
No.
We should make Wayne a Swedish fish bagel.
When you
It's
say
fine.
burning them, do you mean after exercise?
You know
Like,
what's-
as in, like, you're gonna exercise after eating them and
No.
burn them off? Is that what you mean?
You know what's better than Swedish fish?
Damn you.
Trader Joe's has Scandinavian swimmers.
But who did he betray?
I
That just
take it to
sounds
Trader
like
Joe's. I gotta take it to
sperm,
Trader Joe's.
Scandinavian people.
But they're like multiple flavors.
They're adorable. Yeah. Trader Joe's got a lot
Let me
of
hear
good
it.
That sounds like a fancy word for sperm. I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna-
I want Boston Market. I'm hungry.
Ooh, they have a sour version? Get the fuck out.
stuff.
All right.
Sonic fan 1661 with $2, and this
They're
is our
backwards.
last super chat for the day.
Oh, no.
Thank you, everybody.
Cut off.
Jesus Christ, the chaos! I am 100% here for it. I wish all of the hosts were as well. I'm sorry. Some of us want to carry on with our lives, but thank you, Sonic fan 1661. All right, guys.
We really do need to do another after show at some point. I'm just going to put that out there.
I try to get
Maybe we
doing
can
all
on an
last
episode
month.
that doesn't take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I told you that was a lot of subjects for one episode, didn't I?
You don't get to talk after your own derailments.
You don't get to. You do not get to.
I get to. I am the talkingest
got
talker
through-
of the.
We legitimately got through the subjects exactly the amount of time I thought we would. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you.
So
I
where's
do
the
think it's
skeleton?
funny. I do think it's funny that we have a point in each episode where we go, okay, everybody stop sending us money now. We don't want any more money.
I have to go
Nick.
eat food.
Nick, have you got the skeleton up?
I don't have the skeleton. We tried to get that working last time, and it just
This
didn't work
is
out.
why only I should host the show.
We have a consistent
and
stream.
yet we managed the skeleton when I host it. Funny that, pup.
Yeah, it's almost like Nick sucks.
My
It's almost like
God.
this is still an audio show or something. I don't know. That's fine.
It's an audio show. It's an audio show. Yeah, and Sonic is a game about going fast.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a platformer with momentum. Anyways,
Sega
Momentum
seems
to do
forget
what?
that.
Momentum to do what, pup? Momentum to do what?
Momentum gained from doing what?
Yeah. What's the momentum doing
Answer the,
for?
answer the question, you fucking coward.
me sorry, me not speak very good English.
Pop,
So
what are you up to these days?
manager.
Blue streak walks by.
You gotta go a brisk pace.
Gotta go. Just gotta go.
Just gotta,
Pop.
come
gotta go.
along, son.
Gotta
It is
go.
time to play.
Channel Pop,
Daniel,
what are you
be
working on
helpful.
right
Gotta
now?
go eventually.
Gotta go. Just gotta go.
God to go blast. Sorry for happen.
What you working out, pup?
You're to just the right amount of speed.
I am currently, for starters, we've got the review of the Mario movie and Murder on the Sonic Express up, but also I am continuing my Spider-Man retrospective series, continuing with Spider-Man 3. Gilly's not going to watch that before he says anything.
Spider-Man.
But Spider-Man. But yeah, look forward to it. It's going to be really good.
All right. Gilly.
I'm working on a Dragon Ball thing. It'll be out sometime.
I'm
whenever
excited
it's
for
done.
that. That sounds rad.
Oh man, you didn't do the NES game?
What?
The NES game?
No.
Okay.
Which one?
There was, I forget what it was called. It was like Dragon Power.
Oh, you mean Dragon Power? No.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of them for the Famicom.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. It's obnoxious, actually. There's too many of them. Cirrus,
Hi.
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Great.
What are you fucking
That's
doing?
your turn. That's your turn used. Wayne, what are you doing?
Digimon Rumble Arena. Hoping to have that video out within the next week.
Attaboy. And yeah,
Wayne, we've got to do a freestyle rap battle. Aki Dave said so.
No.
I just finished up my Mario movie script last night. We're gonna get that recorded a little bit later today, and then I'll get the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog sorted out. Sorry, I wanted it up earlier this week, but taxes. But yeah, those will be out for me very soon. But yeah, if you guys want to keep hanging out with us, or you want to be more supportive to our insane little show we do here, we do now have a Patreon. We do have a Discord access through that stuff, and then we do hang out on occasion in an after show. We're going to get it sorted out. We're still, as you can tell, sorting our entire lives out. But yeah.
Yeah. Yo, what's up? Yeah. Wayne is awesome. He deserves respect.